Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2,000 points, Ultramarines versus Thousand Sons. It's turning into one of our favourite matchups here, so we're going to play a double episode. Going to see if the forces of chaos will prevail against James's almost entirely Primaris army. We'll be fighting across this industrial terrain here. It's a distant outpost here, loads of arms and ammunition and containers. But the peace will be shattered in this area as the Ultramarines will do battle with the Thousand Sons Chaos Space Marines. Right, so welcome to this 2,000 points battle at Ultramarines versus Thousand Sons Chaos Space Marines. So we really do enjoy this matchup here, and the games are usually very, very close between these two armies. So we're going to play a double episode. This episode here on YouTube, and if you enjoy the game and want to see what happens in part 2, then that'll be over on the Plus channel. So I'm going to run through the Thousand Sons list here. It is a battalion detachment and battle forged. I've also got a Supreme Command detachment in the list as well. This is all chapter approved 2018. I had some spare points and managed to get an extra Mauler Fiend into the list. So we'll cover the battalion here. So an HQ here first, it's the Demon Prince. Here, so I'm using the Necro Sphinx, old model from Warhammer.
It's the Tomb King.
Tomb Kings, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the Tomb Kings model. Managed to track one down. Going to use him as the Demon Prince here. Set of Malefic Talons, 2 of them, so that matches the model quite nicely. I've also given him wings, which again matches the model nicely just there. He is the Warlord as well. And the Warlord trait, Otherworldly Presence, gives him +1 to his Invuln save, so he'll be on a 3+ Invuln save. And he's carrying the Dark Matter Crystal Relic as well, which will allow a unit nearby to jump and move across the table during the middle of the game. Then the second HQ for the battalion is Ahriman here. I'll run through psychic powers for these in just a moment. He's on his Disc of Tzeentch. Then for troops, 1, 2, 3 units of Zangors, all with Zangor blades for them. So a bit of close combat ability for those. Then there is a 4th troops choice. It's Rubik Marines here, unit of 10. One of them with an icon of flame there, and there's 2 Warp Flamers in there. Then a Soul Reaper cannon as well, and then an Aspiring Sorcerer with a stave. And I'll cover his psychic powers in just a moment as well. Then for elites, 2 units of the Terminators, 2 units of 5, Soul Reaper cannon each of those, an Aspiring Sorcerer with stave also, and then Hellfire missile racks as well, 1 in each squad. Then 3 Mauler Fiends, all with the Lasher Tendrils and Mauler Fiend Fists, so all armed the same. And then finally, I have a Supreme Command detachment. All of those are Exalted Sorcerers, one of them on the disc. I've given them nicknames just to help me remember which one's which during the game. So Disco Inferno here, all under his staves. And I've given the Warp Flame pistols as well. And then this one, the one with the beak, I've called Beaker. And then this one here with the Chicken Wing, I've called Chicken Wing. Okay, so their psychic powers, I've laid out here, just the way I've organised things. So Doombolt I've given to the Terminators, and also to the Rubik Marines. They also get a low-level Smite ability as well. Then for the Demon Prince, I've given him Gaze of Fate and Gift of Chaos. Then for Ahriman, I've given him Infernal Gateway, Infernal Gaze, and then Tzeentch's Firestorm as well. So plenty of Smite ability potentially from him. Beak has Temporal Manipulation and Prescience. Chicken Wing has Glamour of Tzeentch and Weaver of Fates. And then Disco Inferno has Diabolic Strength and Warp Time for him. Alright, just a slight correction. I had to swap these around because Ahriman can't take Discipline of Tzeentch, so I swapped Infernal Gateway around for Gift of Chaos. Those two have just done a straight swap, no problem. Okay, so that's all the psychic powers. That's the list here for the Thousand Sons. And they struggle usually against the Ultramarines, but it's usually a close battle, so there's every chance this Thousand Sons army can perform well in this game. But we'll take a look now and see what James has in his Ultramarines list. He has been painting up some new models. Right, so 2,000 points of Ultramarines, looking very well organised as usual. Triple Predator this time around, and a brand new unit of
Infiltrators.
Infiltrators, unit of 10. Alright, James will run through his list here, we'll see what he has.
Right, this is my 2000 points of Ultramarines, and we have a battalion and a spearhead detachment and Battleforged, of course. And the warlord trait, keeping to the narrative, of course, is Captain Achoran, 2nd Company Captain of the Ultramarines. And his warlord trait is Adeptus of the Codex, so whenever you spend a command point on the 5+, you regain that command point. And I'm going to spend some command points on some new formations. So we've got the Indomitus Crusaders, and then I'm going to spend an extra command point for having 2 relics. So the relic he's going to have is the Sanctic Halo, so 3+, 3+ in Vun save, and also you can deny the witch as well. And the Emperor, Banner of the Emperor Ascendant, so 3s they get to shoot again or fight again. And the Indomitus Crusaders formation only applies to the battalion detachment. So it's the Infiltrators, 2 units of Infiltrators, the Primaris Ancient, Achoran Lieutenant, and the Inceptors. They will have that, and of course the new Infiltrators as well. And so what we've got is 2 units of Intercessors. Each Intercessor squad is equipped with an auxiliary grenade launcher, and these are in combat squads. This unit, however, is not in combat squad. That's a 4 unit of 10. That's the new Primaris Infiltrators, and they have the Marksman Bolt Carbine. So it's basically any hit roll of 6 is an automatic wound, and that's hits anything. You can even do that to a Land Raider. That's how powerful that is. And they have all sorts of special rules. They have smoke grenades, so if they don't decide to shoot, they can throw a smoke grenade and it's -1 to hit, which is pretty handy. They have concealed positions as well, so they can basically count as deep striking down 9 inches away from the enemy. And enemy units, it has the Omni Scramblers. Enemy units have to deploy when deep striking when 12 inches or more away from them, which is quite handy. So therefore it's more likely to have less rapid fire shots. It's pretty good. So those are the Infiltrators, and then we have another combat squad of Intercessors. Exactly the same combination, and then we have a unit of Hellblasters. Again, they're both into combat squads. 1 unit of 3 Inceptors there, and we have, I almost forgot the HQ, that's the Lieutenant. He's got equipped with the Stalker Bolt Rifle and the Primaris Ancient as well, and the Librarian, Space Marine Librarian. He's not Primaris. I've yet to paint him. So he's got Smite, and I'm going to try out Might of Heroes for once. I've never used Might of Heroes. It's pretty good. Psychic power there, and he's got Psychic Fortress, so he's fine against Thousand Suns. We have Sergeant Kronos in this Predator here. He's equipped with Sponson las cannons and the Predator autocannon and a Hunter Killer missile, and I haven't got a Stormbolter for him. It's all WYSIWYG. And I've got 2 other Predators, all WYSIWYG, so Stormbolter and Hunter Killer missile and Sponson las cannons and Predator autocannon. That works out 1993 points. So it's not quite 2,000 points. Courage and honour. We march for McCrag!
Oh dear.
Okay, so there's James's list, complete with zealous chanting as well. Okay, so really nice. Great to see this unit painted up. James says they've been a joy to paint. Fantastic models here, the unit of Infiltrators, and we'll keep a lookout for those on the battlefield, see what kind of impact they can make. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next. Just to mention our gold level Patreon supporters, Marcus Anthony and Paul Cook, thanks to their support. On the Patreon page, all the proceeds there go to our local wargaming club, SSWG. You can check them out at sswg.co.uk, and then check out the end credits as well. You'll see the names for those supporting at silver level, and any support is welcome to help out our great local Wargames club. So we'll take a look at scenario now for this battle. Alright, so the scenario, it's been entirely randomised here. We've taken it this time from Chapter Approved 2018. It's Maelstrom of War, and it's Scars of Battle, mission number 6. So really looking forward to playing this one. I don't think we've played this one before, so it'll be fascinating to see how this scenario goes. There's 6 objectives on the board. I'll just call these out here. It's Search and Destroy Deployment Zone, by the way. 1,000 Suns in this corner. You can see they've got 3 objectives virtually in their deployment zone. And then around here, James is in this corner of the battlefield. I think he's elected to go here. James won the roll-off and determined the corners to go in. I think he wants the terrain and the line of sight blocking terrain at this end. So objective number 1, nicely inside Ultramarine deployment zone. So too is objective number 4. Then on the Ultramarines' right-hand flank, just tucked over right in this corner here, is objective number 3. And then the 3 objectives that the 1,000 Suns can control at the start of the game will be objective number 2, just behind this burnt out rhino, objective number 5 to the right, and then objective number 6 to the left. So some special rules here. Refined strategy. We've already removed some 6 cards from our tactical objectives card deck. There'll also be lost communications here in this scenario as well. You roll a dice, and that determines a number of other cards to be removed. For example, if you roll a 2, then cards numbered 21 to 26 are removed from the deck as well. So there's going to be a limit here on the number of tactical objectives in the deck here. And then you're generating up to 3 per turn, and you must have no more than 3. And then there's also Slay the Warlord, First Strike here, and Line Breaker as well, all available in this scenario. So that's the scenario. Armies will deploy in their entirety here for the new rules for Chapter Approved 2018. So we'll get these armies here on the board. Right, just to mention the battle mat that we're using here in this game, it's by gamemat.eu. Along with some of the, well, a lot of the terrain here is actually from them as well. This walls set is from gamemat.eu. And then the Chem Zone terrain set we're using also. These containers here, these are from that set as well. Number of the boxes and barrels and containers, these barrels here as well. So check out gamemat.eu. They supply a wide variety of battle mats and terrain for your games of Warhammer 40,000. Okay, so just on the middle of deployment here, just to cover terrain. So the 2 rhinos here that you see on the battlefield, we're going to play that as craters here, so that units or models can hide in amongst the wreck and the crater that vehicle sits on. Just count it as regular crater rules. Then pretty much everything else. We're saying units upstairs on this building will get a cover save. And then everything else, just looking around here, everything else we're going to play as line of sight blocking terrain, which there is a good amount here in this game. This double wall is going to add an interesting dimension. Will be a good shelter to hide infantry units behind for sure. So 1,000 Suns deployment, then I've clustered the 3 Mauler Fiends together, and then just behind them is the Demon Prince, who can keep up with them, and so too can Disco Inferno on his Disc of Zinch, so those clustering together like a mobile assault unit here. Then a Zangor screen at the front, Ahriman, Beaker and Chicken Wing all behind, hidden. I have deployed the Rubic Marines partly as just to bolster the main line here, and also to save the command point. Didn't want to deep strike those in. And then a unit of Zangors here. Something is going to have to hold back here and keep an eye on objective number 2 and pick up any objective cards that come up for that number. And then in reserve, the 2 units of Terminators, I'll deep strike those in turn 2 onwards. So that's deployment done here for the 1,000 Suns. We'll let James finish the rest of his deployment and take a look and see where the Ultramarines have deployed. Alright, so deployment here for the Ultramarines. James making use of this high-rise or higher level building here, securing objective number 1 with intercessors at the top, then Hellblasters here at the back, ready to move out. Cluster of HQ units here, Lieutenant, Captain Achoran, the Banner, Librarian, and then I thought he would do it, and he has. He's anchored the back here with the Predators. They are some distance away here from the 1,000 Suns in the distance, so almost like a trap trying to lure us in to try and assault these 3. Difficult here to try and reach these and deal with them. So if the 1,000 Suns are going to try and play aggressive and take on the Ultramarines, it's going to be advancing under a hail of firepower coming in against them. Then clustering on this, we're calling it crater here, so James will get cover So you can imagine these taking up position around this rhino. Okay, so clustering around here. So all in combat squads. The only ones that aren't in a combat squad is the infiltrators. James has kept those off the table, so they will arrive together as a unit of 10, and the interceptors as well off the table to arrive. So both of these can arrive turn 2 onwards, usual deep striking rules. Okay, so scenario is set here and ready to go. Really, it's the cards that are going to determine the shape of this game, all randomised here. What we need to do is go through our card deck here and remove those random cards from each of our decks before the game starts. You lose yet less. That's fine.
They're a full squad of 10.
Everybody is.
Yeah, except for the Hellblasters.
Right, okay. So no, we have squads of 10 here. James is because he wants to make use of some stratagems and so on. He wants to cast it on bigger units to gain the benefits. So the only units here that are in combat squads for the entire army is the Hellblasters. They've been split into 2 units of 5. Right, no problem at all. So we'll get ready to go into the first turn of the game here. We'll just randomise some objectives that have been lost here for both sides. Okay, so cards lost. We both rolled a 5, so we both lost exactly the same cards. No prisoners, blood and guts, area denial, overwhelming firepower, and master of the warp will not take part here in this game. So plus the other 6 that we've removed, that's the cards that we've chosen to remove from the deck as well. It's shrunk by 12 cards in total for both sides. All right, so we're set and ready to go. Thousand Suns are going to go first. I'm going to choose to go first, and we'll see if James wants to seize the initiative here. In this game, he does. He's picked up his golden dice of destiny, and you'll need a 6 to take the first turn. Oh, close. He's rolled a 5. All right, so we will get turn 1 here for the Thousand Suns. They will get to go first and make the first moves here in this fight. Okay, here we go to the death. Thousand Suns, turn 1 coming up next. So we're on turn 1 here for the Thousand Suns. Just to call out the cards that we have before we move. Defend objective number 1. That's the objective that's all the way over here upstairs. Difficult, extremely difficult. Ritual slaughter. Score 1 victory point if at least 9 enemy models were destroyed by units from your army during this turn. That's possible. Psychic powers may well be able to do that, but James's infantry here It's all 2 wounds or more for them. Primaris models hard to chew through here. And then defend objective number 4, which is this objective. It's a massive incentive for the Thousand Sons to get forwards and try and take James's objectives, but very difficult. We know that James has blistering firepower here. We're going to have to think carefully before we make our moves. May have to use a bit of cunning here to try and get the upper hand here against the Imperial force. We'll go on to some movement now for the Thousand Sons here on turn 1. Okay, so movement complete here for the Thousand Sons. Happy to keep this unit as angles at the back, sitting on top of objective number 2. Then round here, did roll a 6 for an advanced move, so the Rubric Marines have gone nice and quick. This unit here as angles, they roll quite well, but paying points to go over the wall. Then this unit here, rolled a 6 for their advance. I've kept them behind the wall, just James has a number of units that will be able to see them once they cross the wall there. I want to try and keep them alive. The Psychers all shifted across in this direction. Ahriman, Disco Inferno getting far enough ahead to let loose the 24-inch smite and possibly other powers as well. It's going to be a little bit limited here, our psychic powers this turn, especially for smite damage because of the range at the moment with the Ultramarines deploying further back. Morlothanes, multiple advance moves made by them. A straight 12-inch move and no advance here for the Demon Prince, and that is the movement done. So we are going to go, I was toying with the idea of taking the Morlothanes all the way back and sitting at the back of the board, just to stay out of range and out of trouble to the later stages of the game. But I reckon I'm just going to go for it here and go. Oh, James has a smirk on his face. No, it could be a trap, but we have to have a go. It's more satisfying, I think, just to charge straight at you and try and make it into close combat. We'll see if that pays off. We'll go on to psychic phase next. Just a reminder, objective number 4 is there. We're sort of heading in that direction. That's the one that we're after. We can drop a card, dump a card, no problem at all. At the end of the turn, it may well drop objective number 1. So we'll go on to psychic phase now for the Thousand Sons here on turn 1. So we're on a psychic phase here, just to mention, Chicken Wings carrying a second relic. We have paid the extra command point for it. It's Helm of the Third Eye, so it's a possibility of gaining some command points back. Just to bear that in mind, we'll be making those rolls when James uses stratagems. So just thinking now what combination to go for. Certain powers I want to try and make sure they activate here, and some smite. Some units are within 24, so better let loose of some smite as well from these units also. So we'll capture some of the psychic phases here. People have been asking to see what the Thousand Sons do, so we'll let you into the secret carball here to see all that goes on. So we'll start with the Demon Prince first. So I just want to make sure his powers are out of the way. So Gaze of Fate first of all. I need a 5 for this to go off. Yes, that's gone off. Yeah, no, it's a 6 to make that go off. You see, if I make this one go off here, it will let me make a single reroll later on in the turn, and I think that is going to be useful. I've got a little plan going on here, so I'm going to command reroll this. I get a 6, goes off in a 10. I don't think James is going to stop that, so I'm going to leave that card with him. It means I can reroll a die somewhere during my turn. It's like a command reroll for free. That may well prove useful. So that's gone off. Then I've got Smite. It's going to go straight ahead and we'll hit this unit just up here.
That's 4 unit 10 anyway.
4 unit 10, right. So here we go. That's gone off on a 9.
D3.
And it'll be D3 mortal wounds. It's taken out one of the intercessors. Okay, a hurrah goes up here from the Thousand Sons 1 Primaris Marine brought down. Okay, well done, Demon Prince. That's good so far. Okay, so Beaker can't do anything here. Smite's just out of range for him, and the other 2 powers, I can't use them here. Well, there's no wounds to heal with temporal manipulation, and the other one +1 to hit rolls. I'm not going to get into combat here. There's no shooting, so not going to use that. So instead, we're going to go on to Chicken Wing next. Weaver of Fates and Glamour of Tzeentch. So I've got an idea of what I'm going to try and do. It's a bit of a mad idea for sure, but we'll see. Weaver of Fates then. So that is needing a 6, and that'll improve the inbond save. We're going to try and put that on the lead Morlothane just here. So, no.
And you used a command reroll.
I've used a command reroll. I do have Gaze of Fate. I could use that up, but I'm not going to, so we'll leave that one. Then Glamour of Tzeentch. That'll generate -1 to the hit rolls. I'm going to put that on the Demon Prince here. needing a 7. Gosh, dice rolls are terrible here this game. So that's not gone off either. So both those powers will not be used here this turn. Alright, so the next stage, Carbalistic Focus. Going to play that on Disco Inferno. So he'll now be on +2 to his psychic tests. And we're going to go for Warp Time here. And we're going to put that on the Demon Prince to try and get him to move again. So it needs a 6, it needs a 4 now. Goes off on a 9. So we're going to move the Demon Prince here again, 12 inches. And potentially advance as well. Alright, so Demon Prince shifted across there. I've got an idea. I know he's going to make himself a target potentially because he's closer to the enemy here, but there's a reason here for that. So we're going to go for Smite. It is in range of that lead Primaris unit there. So we score a 7, becomes a 9 for Carbalistic Focus. So it's going to be D3. A 3 again. Okay, so that's going to be another Marine gone. James can remove that model from place. 2 casualties taken now. Okay, now for Ahriman. I'm going to play regular Smite. See, he's just here. And this is part of the reason why I wanted to play aggressive with these in the end, because they're acting as a shield now to my characters. So Smite, I am within range, 24. I'm also going to play Infernal Gaze and Zinch's Firestorm at that unit of intercessors as well. So we'll go for Smite first of all. 7 becomes 8 for Aaron. He's on +1. I got even half tempted.
Can't.
I can use I can use Gaze of Fate. Yeah, but no, I want to save that here. There's a reason for it. Okay, so D3. Just the one. I'll leave that as well. Okay, so 1 mortal wound taken. We'll go for Infernal Gaze next, I reckon. Yes, doesn't really matter. So this one needs a 5 or a 4 to go off. It goes off on a 9. So 3 dice, need 4+. Horrific. These dice are terrible. And then Zinch's Firestorm next. We'll see if we can make that go off. It's a 7, goes off on a 9, 10. So we're going to roll 9 dice. And any 6s will be mortal wounds. Just the one. Okay, so James, that's another model gone. All right, so 3 intercessors brought down here. We managed to maneuver the Demon Prince across, and that's pretty much it here for the psychic phase. Just double check. I don't think we can do much here with the Rubric Marines here, and I think that psychic phase is complete. Right. Okay. Yeah, James will auto pass morale. I think we finished the turn here. There's no other psychic abilities to do. There's no shooting at all. These guys advance, the Rubric Marines and the Terminators are off the table. Warp Flame Pistols and so on. No range for them. So this is the situation here now for the Thousand Suns. Swinging around on both flanks here, going on the aggressive against the Ultramarines, but still some distance away. We've now got to try and endure James's turn and the firepower, the nasty firepower no doubt come from this Ultramarines battle line. Usually has 2 Predators in his list. He now has 3. One of them is Kronos, and a 10-man squad of Hellblasters as well. This is an army that has a reputation for nasty firepower. We'll see if James can deliver as we go on to turn 1 now for the Ultramarines. Turn 1 coming up for them next. So I've dumped defend objective number 1. I'm not going to go for that one at all. So Ritual Slaughter and defend objective number 4 still remain in play. We're down to 5 command points left. James is down to 7. He has left to use. If he uses any stratagems during the game, then I can try and pick up those on or regain a command point on a 5+. Alright, so movement complete here for the Ultramarines, remaining stationary here with the Intercessors on top. They haven't moved, 7 of them left. Then down here, the Hellblasters have moved down and can see across to the Demon Prince. He may well be the target for them. He's a character, but he's ahead of the main army here. He's hidden from these 2 Predators, but this one can see him. So we're partly hidden. James hasn't moved just to keep his ballistic skill as decent as possible. Achoran and the Lieutenant nearby, all of these granting reroll 1s to hit and to wound as well. The nasty bubble here that James has. And then around here on the Rhino, the Intercessor squad. That's a full squad of 10.
Correct.
Hasn't moved, and is happy to sit where it is. So none of us can bring reserves down. Turn 1 is the new rules now, so no reserves turn up. 1,000 Suns will be able to bring on the Terminators next turn if they so wish. James does have a Psychic Phase, actually. We'll go on to that next. Yeah, Psychic Phase complete, very straightforward here. Psychic Fortress has gone off. Might of Heroes has gone off. We're out of range to try and block here. We're out of range of him. Mm-hmm. Range 24. Yeah, no, so we couldn't block the powers from coming through. We can have a go next time though, once we get within range. That's Psychic Phase complete. We've gone to Shooting Phase next. It could be nasty here. No, not could be. It will be nasty. Yeah. We'll see what kind of damage James can do. Okay, James is going to kick off with a combat squad of Hellblasters. 5 shots. They're going to supercharge into the Demon Prince. They can all see him. I believe James is like, he's double checked already. Okay. So here we go. 5 dice needing 3s. That's why I hoped that power with the -1 to the hit rolls went off. It didn't. We've still gone ahead with our risk here, moving ahead, and the shots will come in here. 8 wounds to try and chew through against the Demon Prince.
Yeah, so reroll 1s because of the captain. Hits.
Oh yeah, James is, yeah, one at a time. Yeah, that's
Second
fine.
one, hits. Third one, hits. Fourth one, hits. And they all hit.
That's fine. Yeah, you could have rolled those all together. It doesn't really matter. There's the sergeant's not in that squad, but so you're going to go for 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s.
Lieutenant. 4 wounds.
4 wounds come through, so we'll take our Invon save here of 3+. Okay.
2 damage.
It's 2 damage, and I'm going to hold it at that. I'll take the 2 damage. So same again, Hellblasters will shoot again here.
Same target.
Same target, 3s to hit.
Rerolling 1s because of the captain. All hit.
All hit, 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s.
Okay. It's good again, same result again. And I'll go for the 3+ Invon saves. Okay, fouled 2. Okay, so the kind I've got to think now carefully about this. I know that James has a Predator here that's still to shoot. The damage that can come from that is nasty. I'm half tempted to let the damage through. It sounds mad here, but half tempted to let the damage through. Just think about this one here. Important decision to make. Okay, I think my demon's going to die here. I'm going to let the damage come through. We'll take the damage and go down to 2 wounds. The idea is I've got Command Reroll on standby and Gaze of Fate. I've got 2 rerolls on a 3+ Invon save, and I'll try and anticipate the nastier damage there that could come through. So, yeah, well, boy.
I haven't decided yet.
Yeah. No, we'll let it through. We'll sit at 2 wounds. We're vulnerable here. I'd imagine the Demon Prince is going to die. It was a gamble that the idea was to absorb damage and take away firepower that would have been against the Maul of Fiends. That has worked. The Hellblasters have not had to, but they've chosen to go against the Demon Prince, and he has absorbed much of their damage that could have come through against the Maul of Fiends here. That was the idea. He's taken a serious amount of damage, but he could survive. One Predator can see him. With all of the firepower that it has. So we'll move on to the next unit here, but 2 wounds here. The Steam Prince is almost dead. James is going to fire Intercessors now to see if they can pick off some wounds. Good idea. So 10 shots from these 5. They've stood still. So James.
Grenade launcher.
Oh, grenade launcher, right, fine. Okay. So James will fire that first.
I stood still.
It's a crack shot you're going to fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Crack shot. So
This is the bolt rifles.
okay.
Really good. Why can you roll so... How do you roll such good dice on the red ones? I struggle here.
Blessed by the Emperor.
Oh, that's fine. I'll have to find some different dice here. So 5s and 6s to wound.
Not within 6.
No, so 3 make it through. So we'll take out 3+ Invon saves. Aha! That is a good result. Very happy with that. Grenade launcher.
A hit.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, hit.
Doesn't.
No wound. All right, so we've escaped that firepower. Good. So he's absorbing more of your firepower here.
Grenade launcher.
Complete with sound effect. Oh, 2 grenade launchers in the squad.
Yeah, there's 2
Ah.
squad, aren't there?
Okay, yeah, cool. Nice.
And stood still.
This is going against this Mauler Fiend here.
That little thing there.
Okay.
2 hits, 5 to wound. No wound.
Nice. Okay, right. So 0 effect there from the intercessors with their firepower. Interesting now. Okay, James was lining up some shots here from this squad.
But then I'll shoot them more thing.
He's going to shoot. He's going to have to shoot at the Mauler Fiend now. Was going to try and pick on the Demon Prince, but that's the closest unit just there. That's a sly kind of move. That was when it did plan to cut off some of James's firepower, take the risk of some firepower coming through against him. He has absorbed a lot so far, so the plan's partly worked, but he's gravely wounded. We'll let James make some more shooting attacks now.
2 grenade launchers.
Double grenade launchers into this Mauler Fiend here, the front one.
Yes.
Okay.
1 hit. 1 wound. AP -1.
-1. We'll take a 4-up save, which we pass on a 5. Okay, so decent dice rolls coming through now.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
See if he survives. I can
They can all shoot.
jump him back behind and start putting wounds back on top of him again. But it's all about trying to keep this model alive. I'm whispering, but James can still hear me.
Is it any part of the model?
Here.
No, on that Mauler Fiend.
Oh yes, yeah.
The backpack, so I can technically see.
Oh yeah, no. Any part of the model. It's a vehicle. No worries.
They're so big, they're tall.
Oh yeah, I knew I couldn't hide them. No, it's no worries. And they got wiggly arms, flailing all over the place, dripping with Ultramarine blood.
Well, it's Bolter Discipline now. It's not.
Stood still.
Discipline,
Yeah.
it's Stood still.
Yeah, no, playing the official rules now for Bolter Discipline. So the infantry squatters remain stationary. They'll get double shots. Okay, so here come the shots then. This is against the Mauler Fiend. He's bound to pick up a couple of wounds here. There's no help from characters nearby.
No.
And it'd be 5 wounds. No, he's got a few. He's got 5.
5 wounds, AP -1.
4-up saves. Yeah, not bad. We've taken 2 wounds. It's down to 10 wounds left. Okay. Stalker bolt rifle now into the Mauler Fiend.
I hit you.
Yep.
5 to wound. Doesn't.
Not quite. Rolled a 4. Okay.
It would be -2, 2 damage.
Yeah, I know 2 damage. Yeah, no, it's a decent weapon. Okay. So a lot of the infantry firepower's gone. He's saving the predators, complete with kill shot stratagem. That's a stratagem.
Yes.
Right. So helm of the third eye here. Yes, we do. Okay.
What's Ari going? I do.
And so does James. All right. So both, that's it for the
Battle round.
battle round. Okay. Yep. So we'll gain 1 back. Back up to 6. Useful, that helm of the third eye. Well, it sort of paid for itself actually, because there's an extra command point to have the second relic. Okay, so it's equaled itself out now. Alright, so James is going to fire this Predator. He's not going to fire the Hunter Killer Missile, he's going to save that. But 2 las cannons and the Destructor auto cannon are going to go into the Dim Prince. I basically have to pass every invuln save that comes through. I've got 2 command rerolls on standby. There's a chance here, but if James gets just that 1 hit, he's going to be a goner.
Say the wall. I'm going to do the Hunter Killer.
I thought so, yeah. Okay, right. Hunter Killer Missile. It could be enough.
Last.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm going to use it now because I don't want to waste it.
Good, right. Spot for choice. Here comes the Hunter Killer Missile, the 1-shot only weapon. And it hits on a 5, that's good. And you'll be on 3s to wound, re-rolling 1s. Bound to get the wound hit. No, re-roll wounds.
Okay.
And he's scored a 6. Okay. 3+ invuln save. Oh, just about. Come on. 2 las cannons.
Both hit.
Both hit. Oh. 3s to wound.
Both.
Oh, they're both wounded. This could be the point where he dies. This could be the point where he dies or he lives. 3+. I found 1. Right, immediately I'm going to use Gaze of Fate and command reroll this one. Come on. Oh, no, it's gone wrong. Oh, no. Just don't get a 1. And you got a command reroll on standby.
It's +1 damage. It's 2 damage.
For kill shot, no, he's got... blast.
First strike.
First strike, Warlord, slay the Warlord, no, he's gone. That was the risk.
Oh, what would the damage have been for cinematics? That'd be
4.
5 damage.
Do your just for I'm sure some people are interested. Just do your Predator auto cannon shots there, just to see.
If you would have.
If I'd have absorbed, yeah, just to see how close run this would have been.
The Stormbolt will be out of range anyway.
The idea is just suck in a load of damage, which we did do that, but we died though. That's the only problem. So we're doing 4 shots, needing 3s. Just a bit of hindsight here. Reroll that one, yeah. So 2 hits would have got through.
So 7. 3 ones.
2 wounds would have made it through. I would have tried to make my 3+ invuln saves. I would have passed those. So I was 1 result away from surviving the turn. 1 result away. So then he would have survived that whole turn. On 2 wounds. That's not 2 wounds. That wouldn't have been the problem. The rest of the army then would have overtaken him. He could have then sat at the back, almost untouchable, and then using temporal manipulation would have started stacking the wounds back on. And the idea was he would have absorbed. He almost absorbed half your army's firepower there, preserving these guys. So that was the plan. It was risky, but it was those Hellblasters that caused trouble for him in the end. Okay, that's sad. We'll have to remove the model from play. Perhaps my favourite model in the whole list, but he has to hop off and take part. He'll be in part 2 though. So
Go back into the warp.
Oh dear. Right. Okay.
Foul demon.
Right. Stop. Thank you. Right. So we'll press some of the firepower here, but it's a tear in the eye of the Thousand Sons. They've lost their Demon Prince Warlord. All right. So moving on. We have to move on. We have to let the past be forgotten and move on to better and brighter things. 2 predators left with the kill shot ability. We play it so that the kill shot applies to all 3 of those predators.
All 3.
That's fine. No, it's no problem at all. Got no quibble about that. That's okay. Okay, so this one.
Yep.
Is it armed with Hunter Killer? This is Kronos.
No, this is the regular one. He is armed with a Hunter Killer, which I will
Unleash.
unleash.
Everything's going to go into this. You're probably going to bring it down.
Hunter Killer.
Yep.
So needing 3s. 4 is a hit. Strength 8.
3s for a wound.
So wound. Maybe -2.
5 up invuln save. We failed.
D6 +1 damage.
Oh no. Oh no, he's rolled a 6. Oh dear. Oh dear. This is why I think I've justified my move there of trying to use the Doom Prince as a bit of a shield. Ouch. 2 less cannons.
1 hit. I'll keep that, I'm not going to spend a command point.
Yep.
3s to wound. Wounded, AP -3.
5 up invuln save. Failed. D6 damage.
+1.
+1.
Dead.
Ouch, 6 and 1, another 7 wounds. And we do not explode, alright, but Maul of Fiend destroyed. Okay, so remove the model from play. James has declared Kronos into
Actually,
this Maul of Fiend.
see that one.
You can see that one. Right, okay, he's going to go for the front one, just there. So again, he's probably going to be able to take this out. 2s for hits, rerolling 1s.
Yep.
This is the Hunter Killer.
Yep. Hit you.
Okay.
3s to wound. Wounded.
Wound comes through. Okay, so it's a lesson for everybody here. Don't charge a triple.
Kill shot predators.
Yeah, and 3 of them. I could paint maybe 6 more Maul of Fiends. Lose 3 a turn.
Well, you got the Daka variant.
I wouldn't really rate that one as much. But anyway, okay. We're here, aren't we? 5+ invuln save. Come on, no. D6 +1 damage. Oh, please. And he's not going to roll another. So 3 +1, 4. So down to 8 wounds left. He should be able to take it out here. Double las cannon. 2 hits. That's a good score here. These dice are blessed by the Emperor here. 5+ invuln save. No, D6 +1 damage. You'll not destroy it with this shot, but he's going to add another 6. Oh, boy. I'm going to command reroll that. Yeah, it's too late for the command reroll, James, because I was watching to see what result he got, so it wouldn't be fair to then say I'm going to do a command reroll, knowing the score that you got.
Okay.
Okay, it's down to 2 wounds left.
So I've got a Predator autocannon.
Yeah, this is it. Just need 1 success here, which you should get.
There's 4 shots.
4 shots. He's bound to get it here. 2s.
Used to hit. He's Kronos. All hit.
4s to wound. Just the 1.
AP -1.
Be -1. 4 up save. Now I'll use my command reroll. We don't need to. Roll a 4.
Well done.
So he survived. Interesting. Okay, so we've only lost 1 Maul of Fiend. This one's in serious trouble though. Only 2 wounds left. Okay, so shooting phase is actually now complete. James has no charges to take place, and the turn is finished. So any cards to trade in?
Secure objective marker number 1.
Yes, you also got first strike as well.
Yep. And Warlord.
And Warlock. Nice, a good set of points here for the Ultramarines here on turn 1. Despite going second, they've done well. And James is going to dump
Number 5.
objective number 5. Defend objective number 5, which is that one there. Okay, fair enough. So that's the end of the turn here. Some points flowing in for the Ultramarines. Some kills being picked up. The Warlord slain for the Thousand Sons. Not looking particularly good for them. But hard to judge at such an early stage of the game. The game could swing around. The hope for the Thousand Sons now, I think these are vulnerable. My infantry could be shot to pieces. But the hope for the Thousand Sons is these 4 characters here. This Carball, this cluster of Psychers, could still give the Thousand Sons hope. Whilst Ahriman remains alive, there is still hope for this Thousand Sons force. We'll see if Psychic Might can swing the situation around. We'll go on to turn 2 now for the Thousand Sons Chaos Space Marines. Okay, so we're on turn 2 here for the Thousand Sons. All is not lost. We're going to shift approach here. This army is quite adaptable, and it can dig itself in when it needs to. As I said earlier, the core of the army is these Psychers. The key for the Thousand Sons is to keep them alive. Got a number of little tricks we can use to keep them up and running and protected, and to maximise the damage that they can dish out in the psychic phase. That's the plan. Got an idea for these 2 as well. Got an idea to try and keep these alive also. Remember, we've got the 2 units of Terminators to bring on as well if we need them. Have drawn an extra card now, topping it back up to 3. It's advance to get out of my deployment zone. Don't think I'm going to fulfill that this turn. So we'll press on trying to destroy models and going for this objective number 4 as well. We're going to movement now for the Thousand Sons on turn 2. Okay, so movement complete here for the Thousand Sons on turn 2. Zangors, I'm happy for them to sit where they are. They may be in danger with James's Deep Strikers coming in, but we'll hold the objective for now. We've actually pulled these back. Going to try and pull these away from trouble and use them in the backfield here and keep them alive. We've restored a wound here, so back up to 3 wounds. Then Zangor shifting along here, just trying to protect these Psychers. These 2 have moved Beaker and Chicken Wing to here. There's some powers we need to try and grant to these to help these Mauler Fiends out. Then the other unit of Zangors spreading themselves out in between these containers here on both sides. Unit Terminators has turned up and I've spread them out. They're now securing objective number 4 and acting as a shield for the Psychers that have moved up. Ahriman and Disco Inferno surging ahead with speed, using their Discs of Zinch to manoeuvre into position on top. Multiple units now in range 24 to dish out Smite and other psychic powers. Rubric Marines have advanced again, moving around in this direction also. So this is the key objective for us here at the moment, and to get as many Psychers as possible ready to dish out some Smite. So that is the movement done. We've kept 1 unit of Terminators off the board. For now, we'll bring them in later on, all being well. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. Alright, so on Psychic Phase here, I've played Carbalistic Focus for 1 command point. So we're going to put it on Beaker. It's going to get a Smite off against the Marines holding objective number 1 upstairs. And then Temporal Manipulation as well, just to help out that. That's to restore some wounds on this. So we'll try and activate Temporal Manipulation first of all. That's a 3. Plus 2 is 5. I need a 6. So I'm going to command reroll this 1. Which we do, it goes off, so another command point used up, and I'm down to 4 now in total, and it's D3 wounds restored, just the 1 wound, not so good. So this Mauler Fiend is still in deep trouble here. It's taken it out of one of its damage brackets, but it's still very vulnerable. Then Smite now, going against the Marines up the top. That does go off thanks to plus 2 D3 mortal wounds, just the 1 mortal wound being caused. And what that roll was for?
Psychic Fortress.
Oh, Psychic Fortress, right. So ignoring on a...
4+.
4+, right. Nice card, that one. Very, very useful, actually. Okay. Got these 2 cards here. Weaver of Fates and Glamour of Zinch. Try and make these 2 off. I'm going to cast them here from Chicken Wing onto this smaller thing. I'm going to try and keep this one in as good a shape as possible. So Weaver of Fates first of all, needing a 6. God, this dice roll is horrendous. Glamour of Zinch then, see if that goes off. That one goes off. Okay, James can't stop that. and that will be -1 to any hit rolls now against this Morderfane, just to try and protect it as much as possible. The other one would have given +1 to the invuln save. 4+ invuln save would have been very useful indeed, but that one has failed to materialise. So Disco Inferno is going to activate Smite. It's the only power we're going to use. Yeah, goes off an 11. I think James is going to want to try and, well, deny.
I cannot.
Can't. Okay, so it's going to be D6. I've already used a command reroll. It's just a 2. So it's going to be one of those Marines removed. That's a squad of 10. Ahriman will go for Smite. It's a 9. And he's in further away, so that's going to be D3. Just the 1 mortal wound being caused from him. Then we have these 2 here as well. Infernal Gaze will make that go off. That does. 4 pluses for mortal wounds. Yes, 2 more. So another model can disappear. And then Zinch's Firestorm. We'll try and make it go off first of all. Goes off on an 8, needs a 7. And then +1 as well for Ahriman. And a whole load of 6s would be useful. There's 2. Okay, so another model can be removed. So gradually grinding these Primaris Marines down. James is happy enough, I reckon. It's his intercessors taking the damage. And that's what they're there for, to absorb those mortal wounds coming through. Okay, so I reckon we are about finished with the psychic phase here on turn 2. Okay, yeah, now that psychic phase is complete here. So some damage coming through, not too much. But again, it's intercessors being picked on here. I need to try and chew through those as much as we can. Then we can get onto the more elite and heavier units that James has. But still a long way to go. You see, you've got 7 models here, 7 models here. So we've actually completed the shooting phase as well. One of the Terminators, this one here, could see upstairs, fired off a shot. James passed a save, rolled a 4, granting him cover up there. Okay, so that's it. No charges, no Overwatch to take place. Just Thousand Suns trying to manoeuvre themselves into position in the central part of the battlefield here. The ability to control multiple objectives here. So tactically, they're in pretty good shape. Trying to get themselves into a decent position despite the losses that came through there on turn 1. So a bit of a quiet turn from the Thousand Suns. Just really manoeuvring taking place from them. Cards to trade in. We have spent our turn on defend objective number 4. We have that. Need to hold it for James's turn. Ritual Slaughter not fulfilled. And I'm going to dump advance. Try and pick out a better card next time around. Okay, so turn finished. We're going to the second turn now for the Ultramarines. Thousand Suns digging themselves in. We'll see how James responds to that as we go on to his turn next. Okay, movement complete here for the Ultramarines. You can see that James has committed his reserves. The Inceptors and Infiltrators have turned up together on this side and will cause a heap of trouble here for the Zangor unit camping out on objective number 2. But great to see the Infiltrator unit debuting in this game and in action now on turn 2. Moving across the upper level here, this squad of 7 Intercessors moving along. Unit of 5 Hellblasters has moved up and along with the banner as well. This unit down below, you did advanced. They advanced. Predator's gone 12, swinging around just to get a better angle for shooting. These 2 have remained exactly where they are. There's Kronos just at the back. Achoran, Lieutenant and Librarian all around here. James trying to stay out of 24 just so he can let off his psychic powers without having those being denied. And then maintaining position here on this left-hand flank with the unit of 7 Intercessors. So that's movement done. We'll go on to psychic phase next. So James electing to put both psychic powers on this squad now. Psychic Fortress and Might of Heroes just to toughen them up. And the ability to ignore mortal wounds coming through on a 4+. Okay, shooting phase next. James has plenty of options available, plenty of targets as well. Alright, so James has activated kill shots there on the 2 Predators, those 2 at the back that remain stationary, and he's going to fire Kronos in here. He's about 1 inch in range. Didn't quite get far enough away with this Morderfane. It could be in trouble. It's -1 to hit rolls, and it's at full strength, so it'll take a bit of effort, but James stands a good chance of bringing it down.
Kronos needs 3s.
Yeah, we'll play 2s, and then yeah, and then we apply the modifiers.
So I'm going to do the Predator autocannon. So that's 4 shots.
4 shots.
Need 3s.
So that's helped a little bit. Glamorous Entrance caused one of those to miss. 4s for wounds.
Nothing.
No.
Reroll ones to wound.
Lieutenant, yeah. We might get away with this here. No. Ooh, okay, right. So 2 laser cannon shots. Looks like the Mauler Fiend could survive this round of shooting. There's one that again has created a miss, thanks to Glamour of Zinch. 3s to wound. A wound comes through. We'll take a 5+ invuln save, which we fail, and you will go for... Oh boy. Oh boy, boy. Okay, we'll let the damage go through. We'll take the D6.
+1. 6 damage.
Wow, God, 6 damage taken. 6 wounds remain, but Mauler Fiend has not been destroyed. Right, okay, so now he's going to fire the next Predator, regular Predator, into this one here. 4 wounds to try and get it through. Should be able to do it. This is the 2d6 shots.
5 shots.
5 shots in total.
I'm going to do the 5+ to regain the command point. The kill shot, I don't, so I lose a command point.
Okay, James down to 6 now. We're on 4 command points.
Is it 4 shots?
5, you rolled?
5, okay.
Yeah.
5. Freeze, still. Reroll once.
Yes.
Captain Achoran. Just 4 hits.
4 to win. This is the crucial roll. Ah, he's got him. He's going to die.
AP -1.
4+.
4 damage.
4 damage. Difficult choice now. Do I half a chance to come on reroll this one and keep him on 4 wounds and then risk the 2 laser cannon shots? Not. Yeah, I think I need to. Command reroll 5+ or 4+. God, we've got it. Right, okay, we're down to 3 left. So 2 laser cannon shots now. This is the
1 hit.
1 has missed. Okay, 3's to wound.
Wounded.
Oh, he's wounded just about.
AP
If we ever needed a 5+, it's now. No. D6 +1. Oh no, got to hope for a 1 or a 2.
4.
No, he's done it. Oh, blast. And we do not detonate, but Mauler Fiend destroyed. Didn't restore enough wounds on that one, and it has succumbed to the firepower from the Predator.
-2. Because your power and I moved.
And you moved, yes, okay. James has just lined up the other Predator. It can see there is a gap here, and he's going to be able to pick on this Mauler Fiend. We've got to try and keep it alive if we can. 6 wounds to try and get through. 2 D3 shots with the Destructor Autocannon.
3 shots.
3 shots. So roll 3s to hit, and then we'll deduct the modifiers.
2 hits.
2 5s, yeah, that'll count. That's fine. 4s to wound.
2 wounds.
Oh, 2 wounds come through. I've got no command rolls left. I must pass 3 damage. Right, so down to 3. Nothing I can do to block that one that came through.
2 laser cannons.
2 laser cannons, 5s and 6s. 2 4s. Oh boy, that was that power. Glamour of Zinch you would have hit if that power wasn't on there. -1 to hit rolls doesn't sound very much, but it's kept him alive. Okay, 1 Mauler Fiend left. 2 have been destroyed. They really have been picked on. The wrong kind of army to face. 3 Predators, not good if you're running Mauler Fiends, and they have been picked off here quite easily actually in this game. We'll let James press on the rest of his firepower. It has been blistering as per usual. Yep, alright, so James will point out here it's the Hellblasters on top. They can see through to the Rubic Marines. They can't see the Terminators. So he's going to fire against the Rubic Marines here.
I'm going to spend a special ability for the banner. He's going to plant the banner, meaning reroll hit rolls of 1 and to wound. Once per battle.
Right, okay.
Just for cinematics.
That's great. No,
I'm just going to double check. I think I can do that. Stay still, plant the banner, and then I do it.
fine. Okay, so doesn't get it.
Like that.
Okay. So you're just on 3s to hit.
Yep, 3s to hit. I'm not supercharging. Yeah, it's a good job as well. So roll 2 1s.
Okay.
Yeah, wise.
3s to wound. Strength 7, toughness 4.
3s. 1 wound.
A wound. We'll take an invuln save here of 5+, which we pass here for the Rubic Marines. Nice. No damage through. They were caught out there. Didn't anticipate those shots coming through, but they've got away with it. No damage at all coming through against the Rubic Marines. All right, James playing another stratagem. We rolled for our Helm of the Third Eye and got that back. So we're back up to 4 command points. And that's us done for turn 2. So rapid fire. 2.
Yes.
Within 15, 4 shots each. That's like 28 shots.
Yeah.
Wow. He's going against the Terminators. He can see them because he's moved across. He's got the angle down and can see the tops of their heads and helmets and so on. So James is able to let those shots loose against them. Excellent firepower. The firepower from this Ultramarines army, which James is trying to get to the top of the league. And you can check out the league, the channel homepage on YouTube. There is a Google spreadsheet with all of the factions, victories and losses and so on. You can see which army's at the top. And James is trying to get his Ultramarines there in amongst the top performing armies and even go on to win the league. And he's lining up to do well here in this game. He's just lining up his dice for these shots.
Regain. Yes.
He has regained. All right, okay. He's just played Signs of Guilliman as well. He's going to re-roll his hit rolls. 28 shots re-rolling to hit against the Rubric Marines. He really wants to root those out. They're forming a barrier here, blocking shots against the characters. This is why they're so important here in this walled area for the Thousand Suns.
So 2 auxiliary grenade launchers, because you don't get the Orders dust.
Oh, right, so it's not going to be 28. Okay, right.
Reroll hit rolls,
Mm-hmm.
there's no modifiers. They both hit, and strength 6.
3's to wound.
3's to wound. Both wounded, AP -1.
2 saves are 3+, which we pass. All right, so the armour holds. Wouldn't get all his dust for those because they're D3 damage.
20 shots.
The only benefit for us is all his dust. James will be AP -1, but then we'll get +1. So we'll keep our 2+ armour save, which should help. James just going to do some re-rolls to hit.
2.
All but 2. It's going to be 4's to wound.
Not that good.
No, he's taking the misses away. It's going to be about 6, 7, 7.
That's... Yeah.
7
7.
saves of 2+.
I'm taking 1 down.
Taking 1 and a bit down. That's a dreadful roll. I've lost a model and a bit, but still the Rubik, the Terminators still remain alive. Okay, marksman bolt carbines will fire from the infiltrators now into the Zangors. Here come their shots, all in rapid fire.
So you got to make 2 auto saves. They're auto wounds, so you got to make 2 saves.
Yep, okay, and the rest?
And the rest are going to be shooting. This is pretty good, actually.
He's all excited about his new unit.
I like it. That's pretty good shooting, actually. Strength 4.
4's to wound. There's no minus on the AP, but it doesn't matter because we take a 5+ in one save anyway, and that is a total of 7. 5+. We say 3. So we take a 4. Okay. Yeah, we'll take them from here so that if we survive, we will kill you. Yeah, we'll see. Morale's going to be an issue. He's got the Inceptors to fire, and they're going to have a lot of shots. So he's virtually going to decimate the squad here. And he's got a load of hits, and it's going to be 3's to wound. There's a 2 there, that's it, okay. May even wipe the squad out here, maybe 3+. Another 6 to make. No, he's not. Yes, if we fail all of these. Which we do. Yeah, I was checking to see if the twist spray had an extra wound. It doesn't, just has 1 wound. So it is a wipeout. Well done. Objective number 2's been entirely cleared here. What an attack we've seen from the Infiltrators and Inceptors working together. Great to see the unit making its debut. It's contributed here, but Inceptor support really helping those out. Just emphasising the firepower coming through now as the Ultramarines attack from both sides. Any other shooting to go? Just have a look to see what James can shoot with. So I think you've finished.
Yeah.
I think we're done for the turn then, because there's no charges. Both armies have kept at arm's length here. We haven't had any combats yet at all. Thousand Suns, with the best of intentions, went for close combat and then gave up with that idea after turn 1's firepower. James can hand in some cards.
I'm going to dump defend 3.
Sure, and that's it.
Yep, that's it.
Alright, so end of turn. I'd say it's a stalemate here, but Thousand Sons have lodged themselves in the centre of the battlefield and trying to make use of their psychic ability. Ultramarines happy to sit back and let loose with their firepower, and they've now started an attack on this flank as well. The great thing for the Ultramarines, look at the exposed objectives now that these deep striking units can go after. This is an excellent tactical move here. 2 objectives up for grabs, and that could really help sway the game. The Thousand Sons can't sit in the middle and try and see this game out. They've got to do something to try and cause more damage here against the Ultramarine army. We'll go on to turn 3 now. I'm reaching the middle stage of the game. Pressure's on the Thousand Sons. I think they're on the back foot here, losing models quite rapidly and threatened on both sides. Doesn't look good for them, but still the core of their psychers remain. Turn 3 coming up for them next. All right, turn 3 for the Thousand Sons. Still optimistic here. We've got another plan that we're going to try and put into action here against the Ultramarines. We've got to do something here to cause damage. Really, we've only taken out a few of the intercessors. So, no, but we'll see. We'll keep going. We've got an idea of what we can do. So, we did pick up 2 points, though, for securing objective, or for defending objective number 4, so 2 points picked up, and that sort of levels the score up to some degree. So a good result there. Ritual Slaughter still in play. Secure objective number 3 withdrawn, which is this objective way over in the left-hand corner, the quieter area of the battlefield. And then we've got the Wrath of Magnus here. D3 victory points if at least one enemy unit was destroyed by units from your army during the psychic phase. So that is possible, but it'll take a fair bit of effort. Perhaps the most vulnerable unit would be them. We might be able to take them out, possibly. It'll take a fair bit of effort, though. We'll see. We'll go on to movement phase now as the Thousand Sons try and act out this fresh plan that we have. All right, so movement done here for the Thousand Sons on turn 3. So Morlefines restored a wound and moved 8 inches to there. Then we used a command point to re-roll an advanced move, roll a 1 for advance, re-rolled, got a 1. So 13 inches, not as far as we wanted to go disco, but he's gone straight across here. Within 3 inches to help with warp time. Potentially we can try and restore some wounds, get stuck into those if we can. Zangors have pulled back. They were here. They've pulled back in this direction, just out of line of sight. These 2 psychers remain where they are, nicely in range for smite and other powers they can grant to units nearby. Ahriman's jumped across. He's gone to here to offload his psychic powers now in this direction. Zangor's hiding down here. Don't need those at the moment. Terminators, I've lined them up just the way they're configured. It's 2 inches here between these two, and these others have lined themselves up, and along with these as well that have turned up now from reserve, securing objective number 3. That'll pick us up a point, and I've set them so that they're able to see up here and fire up against units on the top level. So that's the idea. It's going to try and maximise as much firepower in this direction as we can. Some firepower can come through against these. Also, then we've lined these up as well. Some of them can see upstairs to fire at the Intercessor Marines. So that's movement done. The plan is to cause as much damage of our firepower as we can, but still trying to stay protected. And then also psychic powers, we need to cause damage also. We'll go on to psychic phase for the Thousand Suns next. So on psychic phase here, we've got it set lined up, but first of all we're going to go to Beaker here. Temporal manipulation. Need a 6, can try and restore some wounds on the Mauler Fiend. We found, how many times have we rolled a 1 and a 2?
4 times.
4
I've been counting.
this game. Could command reroll, but
Command. You got 1 command point left.
potentially, yeah. What do I need here? A 6. I need 4 or more. No, I'm just going to have to leave it. Sorry, Mauler Fiend. You have to carry on as you are wounded. So that's not gone off. Smite now, and that'll go against the Intercessors upstairs. That's better. Can't be stopped, and it's D3. 3 wounds taken. So that's going to be... James already has wounds. He's going to lose 2 models there now from that squad. Ouch. Okay, not too bad there from Beaker. Useless facing that direction. Decent result facing the other way. So that's him resolved. So I'm going to use two command points here to play Carbalistic Focus, and potentially the Great Sorcerer will see. Carbalistic Focus on Disco Inferno, so +2 to the result. I'm going to cast Diabolic Strength first of all on the Mauler Fiend. 8 +2 is 10, can't be stopped. Nope, so Diabolic Strength goes off. Then we're going to play Warp Time. Needing a 6. It goes off, easily goes off. Didn't really need Carbalistic Focus there. But Warp Time goes off, so we'll now move him again. Okay, the last power to go off. Do we really do want Smite to go off? Yeah, we'll play the Great Sorcerer then. Use a stratagem at the end of your psychic phase. Right, I'll have to wait for that one. We'll think about this one. We've got other powers to do. Right, so Aaron's going to go after the Inceptors here. We're going to do Smite first of all with him. So 5 becomes 8, that goes off, and it's going to be D3. 3. Okay, so that's going to be a model and a bit. Okay, I'll do Infernal Gaze next. That goes off, and it's going to be 4 pluses. Of Wipeout, that's gone. That's 3 mortal wounds. Goodbye from him. Oh, don't mess with Ahriman.
That's you've secured a point as well.
Yes, is that a Wrath of Magnus?
Yes.
Well done. Right, Ahriman, good play. And we'll keep track of Ritual Slaughter as well.
So you've killed
9 I need to get to.
5 so far.
Okay, pretty good here. Well done, Ahriman. Yeah, Zinch's Firestorm. Oh, perils. Command reroll. No, we'll leave it and take D3 mortal wounds. Just a mortal wound. Happy enough with that. And we're going to need 9 dice. Needing 6s. It's against this unit over here. And we cause 1 mortal wound. Sometimes you get a load of 6s, but just the 1 this time around. So a mortal wound taken on the Infiltrators. Okay, Chicken Wing here. We'll go for Weaver of Fates. And we're going to put that on the Rubik Marines. So that goes off. Okay, so that's going to give them +1 to their invuln save. So they'll be on a 4+ to try and help them out. And then we'll go for Smite with the next power. Oh, 11. That's going to go up here. This unit's really been picked on this turn. James will not be in range 24 because he moved out of range 24 to not get Deny the Witch. Oh, you fortunate there. Just 2. So it's going to be another model. And that can be added to the tally. 7. Not bad here at all from the Thousand Suns. We'll mop up here and finish up the rest of the Psychic Phase. Alright, so Psychic Phase is complete. We did low grade Smite from him up to there. no damage. But this one, just within range 24, picked off a mortal wound of this squad on top. So end of psychic phase. We're going to shooting phase next, the Thousand Suns. Some shots lined up for them, might be able to cause some trouble. Okay, we've actually resolved the shooting phase here. So shots are coming against this squad, almost wiped them out. There's one model left with a grenade launcher and a wound remaining. 6 casualties in total. And then the 3 downhill mean that we will pick up ritual slaughter. So that'll be a victory point there. Secure objective number 3 will be a victory point as well. And we're off of Magnus. So pretty good here actually for the Thousand Suns. And this lead intercessor squad has been decimated. So that was firepower coming in from down here. It's the rapid firing combi bolters here. Oh no, yeah, no, they did 0. But firepower from these and some Inferno bolters as well firing through. Also damage coming through from the Soul Reaper cannons, pretty good. The AP-3, very useful indeed. Grinding the wounds down. Just one model remains. So that's the shooting, all directed in sort of this area here. Firepower resolved. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch. There's one here, potentially. We need an 8 to make it into close combat. We'll roll up our charge. We'll capture this. Wounded, vengeful Mauler Fiend gets the 8. We'll make it into close combat. We'll see what damage James can do on Overwatch. Okay, so Overwatch could be nasty enough. 6s to hit will be auto wounds here. So James will be hoping for a load of 6s. He could stop the Mauler Fiend with the infiltrators.
2 wounds.
2 wounds will come through.
Yep. And
that's it.
That's it.
Right, okay. 3 up saves. Your wound taken. That, interestingly,
The damage bracket.
will put us into a damage bracket. We'll maybe go for a command reroll here. I really would like to keep that damage bracket going. We'll check, yeah, I'll see how badly it affects us first of all. Yeah, no, we lose an attack. The weapon skill will still be at 4+. We've made it into close combat. We'll line this up and we'll resolve this close combat. Alright, so the Mauler Fiend's made it into close combat. The damage that we've taken, we've dropped into a bracket, so it's just 2 attacks that we get. +1 though for Diabolic Strength. We've paid a command point, we've only got 1 left now. Demon Forge is being played, so we'll reroll hit and wound rolls. Then we'll also get a bonus 6 attacks for the Lasher Tendrils, which are a bit of a bane for Primaris models. So 9 attacks in total. We'll go with the fists first, so it doesn't really matter. So 4s to hit. Hey, really good. No death to the False Emperor though for this model. 2s to wound. It doesn't look good, but they have all wounded. It's AP-3. So 6s to save. Save 1, but 2 infiltrators crushed here. Grabs 1, bites the head off. Throws the limp body to the floor. Grabs the other, bites the head off. Throws the body to the ground. And now the Lasher Tendrils falls. Rerolls. Got 4. Demon Forge is very useful here. Those are wounded, and reroll this one. No, right, 3. -2, so saves a 5+ here, and it's 2 damage a time. Double 6 and 1. Alright, so 1 more model's brought down. The squad's taking casualties, but they're still healthy enough. Yeah, and a sergeant, yeah. So 15 attacks in total. 2 attacks each for these guys. And you could pick up a few wounds here.
That's the plan.
Okay. Yeah, it's an extra 1 save here. Diabolic Strength. We will wound him with those Lasher Tendrils on a 2+. And not pass. So 1 more model can be dropped here. It's 2 damage a time. Just take this one at the back here, just a regular dude.
Yeah, just make sure he's within. I don't know.
Okay. So now it's going to be 13 attacks fighting back. So the Mauler Fiend's seen action now. Now it's been pulled out of trouble from this flank. So you did play the stratagem?
I did, yes.
So what's that called?
Death to the Traitors.
Death to the Traitors. We're in turn 3 here, so I'm going to roll up here for Helm of the Third Eye. We do not get a bonus command point back.
And I'll generate an extra hit.
Okay.
Actually, generate extra 2 hits. Those all hits.
Okay.
Strength 4. +7. 5s.
Yes, if we fail all of these, we'll die as 3. Oh no. It could be worth you standing in close combat for that. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna use a command reroll here because I really want this guy to stay alive, or to make it as difficult as possible. So this is my last command point. 3+. No. Down to 1 wound. Okay. Diabolic strength that lasts until the start of your next cycle phase. So that remains as it is. Demon Forge till the end of the phase, that can disappear. That one's gone. And then that becomes 3, 4 casualties actually on those. Okay, so that's the end situation here. My command points are all burnt up, so that can disappear as well. Alright, so combat's resolved. We'll trade in some objectives now. So ritual slaughter, yes, we did get more than the 9 now, even though with those infiltrators being slain as well. So we'll trade that one in. It's just 1 point. Secure objective 3 picks us up a point. And the Wrath of Magnus during the cycle phase, yes, we wiped out the Inceptors just there. So that's going to give us 2 bonus point, or 2 points for that one. So the Wrath of Magnus had a decent card for sure. So Thousand Suns here, as far as losing models is concerned, they've lost more, but the points are flowing in for them, and we'll draw 3 fresh cards next turn. It's starting to look a bit healthier for them here at this stage. We'll go on to turn 3 now for the Ultramarines. James, a bit of a conundrum here. Needs to try and root out the Thousand Suns. The attack on this flank's been jeopardised to some degree. Thousand Suns coping with that quite well. James has the superior firepower without doubt. They're sort of locked in this corner, and Thousand Suns starting to spread out onto various objectives. We'll go on to turn 3 now for the Ultramarines. Alright, so we're on the 3rd turn here for the Ultramarines, the middle stage of the game. Both sides still trying to establish themselves here in this game. But the scenario has shaped the way this game has turned out here. Thousand Suns camping out in the middle of the battlefield. Sometimes games turn out this way, a bit of a deadlock here. Ultramarines looking to try and break that here if they can. These walls have created an interesting dimension to this game. Thousand Suns sort of spread all the way along here, and their sorcerers operating from behind that screen. That's why we sort of prioritise dealing with any threats at the back, just to clear that whole area, and then we can keep all our objectives safe at the back. So cunning stuff here from Ahriman as he tries to outwit the Ultramarines. Alright, so our movement here for the Ultramarines here on turn 3, just to cover James's cards. Supremacy. So any 3 objective markers. Yes, 2, 3, yeah, possibly. Yeah, James can do that one. Secure objective number 2, which is right. It's over there. Infiltrators could really help out the Ultramarines here. That's the 3rd objective that James is after. They secure it as well, so loads of points potentially. D3 +1 at the moment, and an Emperor's Retribution as well. If you control an objective marker that was controlled by the opponent, not this turn, because the Terminators pulled away from this one, so we weren't holding that one over there, and we weren't holding objective number 2 either. But an interesting one, an incentive there for the Ultramarines to drive the Thousand Suns off of one of the objectives. So Intercessors moving out onto objective number 4. Predators not advancing, just 12-inch move. Yeah, so swing around in this direction. Achoran, Lieutenant, and Librarian with them. Then up here, the banner's been planted.
Once per battle.
Okay, so there he's...
rolls a 1 and to wound rolls a 1.
There he stands, okay. Then the Hellblaster's on the move. This squad's moved further ahead, and the lone wounded Intercessor moving ahead as well. And then this Predator's made a move to here, opening up targets that it can see also. So now the Ultramarines going aggressive against the Thousand Suns. Going to see if they can flush them out from this sector. We'll go on to breaking from combat here as well. James's Ultramarines chapter tactic. You'll still get to shoot with -1 to hit rolls. Great, and then picking up this objective. So great manoeuvring here from the Infiltrators. Very useful indeed. Getting out of combat and heading on to objective number 2. Psychic phase next. Alright, so Might of Heroes tried to cast a hit, didn't go off. Used a command reroll. Still didn't go off. Regain the command point. I rolled up for Helm of the Third Eye and didn't achieve that. And then up here, Psychic Fortress has gone off. James has put it onto the front squad of Hellblasters. That's Psychic phase done. We'll go on to Shooting phase next.
How many wounds you got?
One wound left.
There's no point doing kill shot.
No, there isn't, not this time. Okay, the lead predator, the one over there, you can see just on the front one just there, is going to try and pick off the wounds here. Amazing range that they have. Range 48 is great. So pick your weapon.
2d3.
2d3 shots there.
Predator autocannon. Double one. Good start.
4s for hits.
Yes. Both hit though.
2 hits, so the firepower accuracy has been superb.
You got one.
Yes, the lieutenant nearby. Both have wounded, strength 7, toughness 7. 2 saves of 4+, or we're dead. Almost. Not going to command reroll. Don't have any command rerolls. And we're going to roll a 6. No, we don't. I'd like to have detonated. Alright, so Maul of Fiend destroyed. It can be removed. So that's the Maul of Fiends wiped out. They don't last too long when there's 3 predators on the board. James will line up his next slot of shooting here. Okay, next predator. We reckon the one at the back there, the one that didn't fire, may not be able to see a target, but James has moved this predator round, and it does have a view through to the Terminator, so we'll be able to shoot at those. So, you're going to fire at the autocannon first, or?
Yeah, I'm going to do the autocannon.
Autocannon, right.
Okay, that's 5.
5 shots. Needs 4s, because he's moved. There'll be no kind of bonuses or re-rolls at all. 2's to wound. 3's to wound, sorry. Oh, just the 1. And we'll take a 3+ save. Oh, we rolled a 1.
3 damage.
It's going to go straight through to this guy that already has a wound, so that model can disappear. Now the las cannons, which could cause trouble here. 2 shots and even 4s. If James gets the hits, though, which he does with 1. This is this Terminator screen that's causing problems here. It's protecting our psychers. That's why James is considering a command reroll.
Which one's got the +1 invuln? Oh, it's on them, isn't it?
Yes, those Rubik Marines there on a 4+ invuln save.
I'm not going to spend a strength.
Okay, 2's to wound.
Wounded?
5+ invuln save. No, d6 damage. Anything but a 1. 6. Oh, blasted to pieces. I've got a choice to make here. Hellfire missile rack. The Sorcerer here, or the Soul Reaper cannon. Going to lose the Sorcerer because his staff is the thing that can be seen from behind the wall. So I'm trying to think of ways of trying to preserve this unit here. See, that's why I had him hidden behind here, because his staff can be seen technically, can be shot at. So I've removed those 2 from play, and it'll be good to keep the firepower as well. The Soul Reaper cannon is very, very good, and the Hellfire missile rack useful as well. Casualty picked up here on the Rubik Marines. You rolled a 1. That was a frag round coming through from the auxiliary grenade launcher. Yeah, good firepower from that intercessor, avenging his brethren to some degree. So Hellblasters, they're the nastier unit here that James has. They could cause trouble for the Terminators. Right, so James is going to fire here. He can see these, would you believe, with the... we've checked line of sight with these guys at the back. They can see... we've stepped back to shoot up. James can then shoot down. So technically can shoot them, no problem at all.
Primaris Ancient, he's planted the banner, and the Ultra Discipline's in action as well, because he stood still.
Sure.
So it's 3s with 2 shots.
Oh yes, 2 shots, yeah.
1 hit. No wound.
No wound. Okay.
And I'm going to supercharge with the...
Hellblasters. 4 shots it'll be. The other guy's downstairs.
Yeah, can't see.
Who can't see. It's been a good advantage being up here. It really has made a difference.
Needing 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the
banner, sure. Yep.
All would hit.
2's to wound.
2's to win, rerolling 1s.
It's trouble for the Terminators here. Big trouble.
Rerolling those 1s because of the banner. They've all wounded.
All wounded.
AP-4.
Terminators are going to take a hammering here unless we get some 5+ invuln saves. We get 1. Terminators decimated here, just 2 of them left. Okay, that's painful there. They are a real cause for concern, those Hellblasters. Horrific damage coming through against the Terminators. We've lost 5 of them here in total this turn. And still, you have a squad to fire.
Yep.
Up here. Uh-oh, trouble. Signs of Guilliman's been activated here, so that's for this lead combat squad here of Hellblasters. James is going to rapid fire 2 of them, so that'll be 4 shots into the Terminators here, and the other 3 will fire into the Marines on their 4+ invuln save. So my elite and heavier infantry is being picked on here. This is the long range shots, 3 of them in 3s.
They're on ones. All hit.
Yes, the stratagem letting you reroll the 1 there.
Only 2 wounds.
2 wounds come through. 4 up invuln save. No.
2 dead.
2 dead. Okay. So 3 casualties in total, 7 remain. 4 shots now into the Terminators. It's blistering firepower here. No wonder the Thousand Sons are hiding as best as they can. They've all hit. 2s to wound.
3 wounds.
3 wounds come through.
8 -4.
5 up invuln save. No, you've wiped them out. Terminator's gone. Firepower has been utterly horrific here against my elite models. Terminators are endangered species here. Just 2 of them left now in this fight. So, Thousand Sons need to watch out here. Their screen is disappearing quickly, and that's going to expose the characters. And you see it's driving us back here as well as the Ultramarines play aggressive. So, Thousand Sons are not going to be able to sit too comfortably here. This is going to be tough for them. We do have plenty of Zangors, but they're not going to be as an effective screen as the Terminators and Rubik Marines. But pressure on the Thousand Sons now. That kind of firepower is terrifying here. We're losing models very quickly indeed. James has these infiltrators to fire next at -1 to the hit rolls. Yes, James is going to fire at Achoran here because we have no protection here at all. Forced to wound. 1 wound. Take a 3 up save. Passed. Okay, the armor holds. That's them down. More tactical use for them. They haven't inflicted much damage. Okay, so charges in Overwatch.
I can't see, and I'm advanced, so I can't charge.
That's it then. Alright, so trading cards then. Here. This wound marker can disappear. Diabolic Strengths gone as well. Morlophanes are no more. See if James has picked up any points here. So yes, secure objective number 2. Picked up. Well done.
Supremacy. 1, 2.
3, yes, D3.
Golden dice, as always.
I just know he's going to get 5 or 6. No, he's got 4. Alright, so 2 points picked up. Respectable enough, that's really good. And
Secure objective arc. Oh no, not this Emperor's Retribution.
it was secure objective number 2.
I'm going to. Shall I dump that?
He's going to think about dumping that one. But points been picked up here for the Ultramarines. He's going to dump it. Right, so James will get a fresh deck next turn as well. Turn 4, I reckon, is going to be important for both armies here. Alright, so the scores are pretty even here. Just as we said at the start of the game, usually the scoreline's pretty close between these two sides. It's still open for anyone to win, which makes for an exciting game of Warhammer 40,000. Now, for the Thousand Sons, maybe you need to clear away the resistance over here, and then we can fully focus on the Ultramarines advancing towards us. But victory for us will depend on the 4 Psychers that we have left. Everything else is expendable. Keep those alive and as effective as possible for as long as we can. We'll go on to turn 4 now for the Thousand Sons. Alright, so movement phase here for the Thousand Sons on turn 4, just to cover their objectives. Secure objective number 6, this one. Hold the line. I need to have 3 units within my deployment zone. I've completed that one. And then defend objective number 2, which is this objective here. So massive incentive to try and clear the infiltrators off that objective and secure the back line again. And a good flow of victory points potentially could come through for the Thousand Sons. So very useful here on the Disc of Tzeentch, able to move across 12 immediately to get on top of the objective, fire the Warp Flame Pistol, psychic powers, and potentially charge as well. Zangors have responded. They'll need an 8-inch charge to make it into close combat to help out, and they're a troops choice as well. Other unit Zangors have remained where they are. This Exalted Sorcerer, Chicken Wings shifted across. Smite will go off either in this direction or that direction. We'll check the range in just a moment. Beakers come down here to get inside the deployment zone and to secure objective number 6. Ahriman's jumped up on top, able to send his powers in different directions. Then these 2 Terminators fouled morale, command reroll. They've passed morale and grouped together on objective number 3 and hopefully hidden from James's advancing troops. And then around here, running out of places to hire, but we're clustering now. So a little bit of manoeuvring taking place from these. We had to move him because the Sorcerer's banner could be seen. So a bit of manoeuvring there from the Rubric Marines as they try and hold their position. That is movement done. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next here for the Thousand Suns on turn 4. Alright, so Psychic Phase here. We're in the middle of Psychic Phase at the moment. Diabolic Strength's gone off and Smite's activated as well. 2 casualties here on the Infiltrators. Then Smite came across, more damage coming through there as well. Smite as well, just 1 mortal wound, picked off one of the wounded Intercessors as they move forwards. We also played Glamour of Tzeentch as well, so -1 to the hit rolls against those Rubric Marines. We're on to Ahriman now with his psychic abilities. So we're going to go for Smite first of all, and that will go on to the unit of Intercessors moving up. So 4 becomes 5 because it's Ahriman.
I'm going to deny.
Ah, right, okay. Achoran is going to deny here.
Yes.
He's interfering with our psychic abilities.
And what did you get?
Got 4, you should be able to block it. It becomes a 5, sorry, it's 5 to beat. You dabble in these things, you don't know what you're doing. So it's not got off. D3 mortal wounds, 2. Another Intercessor picked off here. And so James will pick the model, him. James can mark up the casualties. And to punish you for getting involved in the Psychic Phase of Achoran, we'll now play Infernal Gaze at him here, needing a 5. Ugh. Great. I'll just check to see if there's anything we can do about this, but I think Ahriman has blundered this one. We'll go for Tzeentch's Firestorm. So we messed that one up. Right. 6 becomes 7 because it's Ahriman. You should be able to range 24 with the Librarian. Yes, we positioned him so. James is just checking. A few inches short. Okay, so unprotected by Psyker. 9 dice here. James will pass me 3 more. Thank you. Need 6s. Ah, 2. 2 mortal wounds there against Captain Achoran.
Down to 4.
You pick a unit within 24 for Thousand Suns, and there's no. It doesn't have to be the front unit. So, how many wounds has he got left?
4.
Gosh, a 6 wound. Yeah, 6 wound model. All right, we've warned him there. He's been warned not to advance any further by Ahriman, standing atop these containers. Psychic Phase complete. We're going to Shooting Phase for the Thousand Suns next. Right, yeah, Shooting Phase complete. Warp Flame Pistol, no damage. Not much really shooting here because we've lost so many of these Terminators. These had no target to fire at. They're hidden. Firepower coming from down here again. Picked off one of the Hellblasters, not within range of the banner, so no ability for them to shoot back, and a wound put on one of them as well. That was from the Soul Reaper cannon. Shooting Phase finished. We do have charges here. There's not been many in this game, but Disco Inferno is going to try and spoil the party here and get involved against the Infiltrators. We'll resolve charges in Overwatch next. He has Diabolic Strength to help him out a bit as well. No other charges taking place. Made it into close combat. Took 2 wounds from Overwatch, passed those on our armour. Diabolic Strength means we will fight at Strength 8, would you believe? It's Strength 4, +2 for the stave, +2 for Diabolic Strength. 4 attacks becomes 5 attacks. 6 is for Death to the False Emperor. If we can wipe these out, that'll help us. Yeah, reroll 1s. They've all hit. No Death to the False Emperor, though. They're on 2s to hit. 2s to wound. Oh, please. So 2. At -1. 2 saves of 4+. 1, and it'll be the wounded guy anyway, so he can disappear, and there's still 3 left. So we'll not pick up this objective here at the back. It's taken longer than expected. James can fight back with 7 attacks here. Oh, we get to fight with a disc, actually. Yeah, 1 attack with a disc. It hits on a 2, and it wounds. And it's nothing, no minus at all. James has fouled, so he's been take a wound. So that model disappears, and a wound can be put onto that one there. Yes, so 7 attacks, needing 3s. 2. 3 up. Wound taken. Okay, Disco's been wounded here. So that's the end of close combat. Nothing else to do. You can actually. We'll let James make his consolidation move at the end. It doesn't really matter. It's contested at this stage. We're not going to hold it, but if he wants to push those models in, he can. So James has piled in here. Zangors, by the way, you rolled a 6 for a charge. Needed an 8. Got no kind of rerolls available. So we didn't make it into close combat. It's a shame. There's a fair enough chance, but they didn't make it in. So we'll trade in our points now. Secure objective number 6, we do get that one. So point picked up for that. Hold the line, we do get that as well. And then defend objective number 2, we can't start to activate that one yet. Need to clear away the last of the infiltrators here at the back. So turn finished, Thousand Suns still keeping the points flowing in. We'll be able to draw 2 Thresh cards next turn, so still looking pretty good for them. But their screen's evaporating here. If the Ultramarines can keep the pressure on, then there may well be trouble here for the Thousand Suns. James's weight of firepower could be the telling difference here in this fight. But we'll go on to turn 4 now. Time is ticking away for the Ultramarines. Right, so movement done on turn 4 here. Pulling out of combat but still controlling this objective with the infiltrators. They've been a useful unit for sure in this game. Popping smoke here and Predator on the move. James trying to line up firepower. Uh-oh, you'll be able to see down the line here. The models hiding in amongst the containers. There could well be trouble. The lone Primaris Marine heading off in this direction. Then moving along the gangway here. Up on top, Banner's decided to move as well, and then moving along here with morale's passed, isn't it, for those?
Yes.
No problem at all. He's gone up there by himself, looking down to find the Rubik Marines just there. Then Lieutenant, Librarian, Captain Achoran with his wounds, like so. Predators, so you've just moved 12.
Just moved 12, yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to start firing as he goes. So James seeing the need here to take the fight to the Thousand Suns, perhaps to overwhelm them with too many targets to try and chew through here. Time's ticking away though, both sides sensing the game time is running out. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next now for the Ultramarines. Now we'll just cover your objectives actually. So James has got secure objective number 3, which is over there in the corner. That's why the lone Marines headed off in that direction. They're against the Terminators. Defend objective number 6, which is this one, being held by Beaker and Chicken Wing. And then mission critical objective, which is objective number 2, over there. Worth D3. That's going to be very useful, actually. Again, the infiltrators proving their worth here in this game, tactically speaking. Pulled out of combat, can still shoot, and your counter's holding the objective. That's great. All right, so Psychic Phase next. Very good. Psychic Fortress, we tried to block it with Ahriman. That did go off. He's protected Achoran there with that Psychic power. But we did block Might of Heroes. James tried to put it onto the Intercessors just then. We blocked that with Ahriman.
That would have been +1 toughness and attack.
Right, I see. And you wanted it for the Primaris Intercessors. Yeah, okay, no problem. No, but it's we've blocked that there with the Master Sorcerer here. All right, so Shooting Phase next. Yeah, no problem. We just checked the power. I checked it because it's been pointed out to me about Diabolic Strength. I used to play that on units, but it's not. It's choosing a model. That's why I've been putting it on single models. Same for James's Might of Heroes. The power hasn't gone off, so it hasn't made a difference, but it has to be on a model. So it's useful on characters and monsters and so on. But Psychic Phase complete. Plenty of shooting, I think, available here, but struggling perhaps to some degree for targets. We'll see. We'll resolve the firepower here for the Ultramarines on turn 4. Okay, Shooting Phase here. Number of wounds coming through, past 4 in total. That's no further damage coming through against Disco Inferno. That's firepower coming from the Infiltrators. The front Predator could see picked off 4 Zangors, this unit down here. The other unit then, Okronos, couldn't see anything at all, so he's activated smoke instead. Grenade launcher down here, didn't do any damage against the Rubik Marines. All his dust helping them out. Terminators destroy, they're picked off by the Hellblasters using Signs of Guilliman. And regained the command point. So now look, the path is clear for this wounded Intercessors to go after objective number 3, and then across here Predator activating smoke. So a pretty good shooting phase here. More models being brought down, and the screen shrinking in size here, trying to protect these 4 Psychers here for the Thousand Suns. They're the dangerous units that the Thousand Suns have, and causing, I think, the most damage so far. We'll go on to Charges and Overwatch next. Potential fight could break out here. Intercessors moving in against the Rubik Marines. We'll do Charges and Overwatch next. Alright, Charges taking place here. They've made it in. No damage at all on Overwatch. 2 wounds did come through, but James rolled a 5 and a 6 to save. So James can attack first with 11 attacks here against the Rubik Marines. Okay, yeah, just checking the rules there. We do get all his dust. All right, so combat's gone ahead here. No damage at all from Overwatch. James took 2 wounds, but rolled a 5 and a 6 to pass. Just checking it. Glamour of Zinch. It's -1 to hit rolls, even for close combat. So James will get 10 attacks or 11 attacks there with the sergeant.
Yep. Needing 4s.
And then needing 4s. 2. All his dust. We actually get that. 2 up. Pass. No problem at all. 0 damage. We'll fight back now. So we'll fight with the Aspiring Sorcerer first of all. 2 attacks. 1 hit. 3's for a wound. No. That's strength 6. And then there's 6 others. We'll just check range here. Ahriman might be within 6. We'll just check that. Just the possibility of re-rolling that one. Yeah, we're happy enough to say he does. Just doesn't help. 4's to wound. Bit of a stalemate here. 2 saves to make. Normal. 3+. Ooh, okay, 1 wound taken, but hardly any damage here. Just silencing these Rubric Marines, not be able to shoot now, so pretty effective. See, we had taken off the flamers. Yeah, I should have saved those, anticipating a possible assault against them. Okay, didn't fire the warp flame pistol because we were tucked around there and couldn't see the target. Okay, combat's resolved then. Ultramarines now breaking into this compound here, trying to drive the Thousand Suns back. End of turn. Cards to trade in.
D3 victory points because of mission critical objective.
Yeah, well done. Now see what kind of score you can get here. Just the 1. Ooh, okay. The points flowing in.
I'm going to dump.
So it's got defend 6 and secure 3. The boat. Well, 6 is the.
So I'm going to get rid of that.
That one there. All right. So James wants to draw a fresh card next turn. That's the end of the turn here. We're going to go on to turn 5, possibly the last turn of the game. Have the Thousand Suns done enough? Possibly. We'll draw some fresh cards, and we'll make our move here on turn 5 with the Thousand Suns. Alright, so movement done here for the Thousand Suns. Rubric Marines, going to keep those in close combat. Happy to keep them where they are for now, just buying us time. Then Zangors, they're all back over the wall now and spread along. So a unit each controlling an objective. 2 Psychers I've pulled back this way. Ahriman's jumped down this way to send Psychic Powers in either direction. And then Disco Inferno happy to sit where he is. He's going to Psychic Powers, shoot, charge, and try and start the process of defending objective number 2. That was the objective previously. We've then got secure objective number 4, which is the objective just over here. We're going to leave that one for now. Can't get through to it with the Rubric Marines. And then supremacy, control 3 objectives. So got to try and get this one to potentially pick up D3. So still the points can come flowing in here for the Thousand Suns. We'll go on to Psychic Phase for them next. Okay, Psychic Phase complete. Thousand Suns clearing up the back line here. Smite from Disco Inferno. Diabolic Strength went off as well, but not going to need it now. The Infiltrators are gone. Smite from here was the closest unit. And then finally Infernal Gaze picked off the last 2 wounds. Infiltrators are no more. Then we shifted our attention. Closest for these 2, the Ultramarines intercessors just there. We can't see them, so we went to the Predator instead. It's down to 8 wounds now, mortal wounds coming through. We then also cast Glamour of Zinch, so -1 to the hit rolls, and then +1 to the hit rolls for Prescience on the Rubric Marines, trying to help them out as much as possible. And then a low-grade smite coming through from the Aspiring Sorcerer, took off the wound on one of the intercessors. 4 of them left. Pretty good Psychic Phase actually from the Thousand Suns. Those 4 Sorcerers proving to be very useful. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next, which will consist of a Warp Flame Pistol. In close combat. Yes, so D6 automatic hits. It's 4. 5's to wound. Yeah, 2 wounds come through. 2 saves at -2. And no, it's incinerated one of the intercessors just there. Alright, charges and Overwatch next. There's going to be none around here. We'll just go straight into the ongoing combat. We'll fight first with the Rubric Marines. So we're on combat, so we're talking about Prescience, +1 to the hit rolls. We reckon it's going to activate Death to the False Emperor on a 5+. If we score 5s, they'll become 6s. So Aspiring Sorcerer first of all, do his attacks. They both hit. And only one's wounded, it's strength 6. James has saved on a 6, well done. And then the other 6 Rubric Marines fighting, needing 2s. No re-rolling 1s because Ahriman's away. They've all hit here, and a bonus attack, which hits. And we have 4 wounds. No modifiers here at all. So James just needs saves of 3+. 1 wound taken. Alright, but Intercessor's still happy enough to continue fighting on against the Rubric Marines. So 7 attacks back. James needs 4s to hit because of Glamour of Tzeentch. His strange, unearthly psychic powers to help out.
Death to the traitors? No.
Okay. Just the churn of this combat continues on. That's the hits. A wound. 2 up save, all is dust, and all is dust has helped. No damage taken. Okay, end of turn. So we can trade in. That's going to go on to the next turn, so we'll start the process of that one. And then secure objective number 4. Nope. Supremacy. We do pick up 3 objectives secured, and it's got us 2 points. That's very useful indeed here. Another 2 points scored for the Thousand Suns. Alright, James's turn 5. Going to go on to now. This one here at the end of James's turn, possibly the end of the game, that will count as another 2 victory points as well. So Thousand Suns, we reckon, are slightly ahead here at this stage. So definite pressure on the Ultramarines. The Thousand Suns refusing to budge. We'll go on to turn 5 now for the Ultramarines. Okay, movement complete here for the Ultramarines. Starting to surround the Thousand Suns resistance in the centre here. Predators swung around in this direction here. Can now see up the line. Plenty of targets for that to shoot at. Securing this objective here with the wounded Intercessor. Continuing to move along, lining up shots as well with the 2 units of Hellblasters and the Banner. Pulled out of close combat now with these. James's Predators can see over the top. It's the parts of our models here can be seen. Achoran, the Librarian, and the Lieutenant have all advanced, poised to charge in potentially next turn as well. So that's movement done. These remain stationary. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. James's cards then. Priority orders received. No mercy, no respite. That's for the Warlord to complete, score 1 victory point if at least 1 enemy unit was destroyed and or failed morale test in the turn. If 3 or more were destroyed and or failed morale test, it's D3. So realistically, Achoran could pick up 1 point for that. Secure objective number 3, we've seen that in play as well over on the right hand flank.
+3.
If you complete that, you get +3. Oh, wow. Wow, that is really, really good then. So the aim then next turn potentially is to try and wipe those out of Achoran. That could actually win James the game possibly, if the game continues. Yeah, there's one other card here. 1 victory point. It's Honour Your Chapter. If an enemy character lost a wound, it's quite doable. And if it's destroyed, it's D3 victory points. So some real points that James could pick up there. If he plays his cards right here, then both sides actually could really pick up some decent points. The game's far from over yet, but time's ticking away. We're on turn 5. We're going to Psychic Phase next for the Ultramarines on turn 5. Psychic Phase complete. Might of Heroes, Psychic Fortress, both blocked by the Master Sorcerer here. Ahriman has made sure those powers have not gone off. James tried to use both of them on Achoran to keep him protected, but it's not happening. Alright, so Shooting Phase next. Alright, Shooting Phase complete here. Sorcerer gone. Aspiring Sorcerer. I removed him because his staff was sticking up and let James, it was enabling his Predators to fire 5-1 Predator. Removed that model first and it prevented the other one from firing through, but still firepower coming in from other units. It was firepower coming in from the Hellblasters firing through. Also James's squad that pulled out, their Ultramarines, they're still able to shoot as well. A couple of saves that were failed, one from a crack grenade, one from a regular shot coming through, rolled a 1, and so 5 casualties in total on the Rubric Marines just there. Zangor's screen shrinking as well, 7 lost. That was firepower coming in from some of the Hellblasters. Predator firing at them also. So not got many models left here to try and protect these 4 sorcerers that still remain alive. We'll go now on to, well, there's no charges or Overwatch, is there? No, you pulled out of combat. That's it. End of turn. We'll let James trade in some cards. I'm going to hand this card in here and pick up 2 points for defend objective number 2. Any cards for you to trade in?
Audio Chapter.
No,
No
don't.
characters.
Secure number 3. You can trade that one in.
Yep.
That one's been picked up, no problem. We'll just double check to make sure he hasn't picked up any other points here.
Don't think I have. No.
Okay, right.
I'm going to discard.
Okay, James is going to... He's thinking about dumping one of those cards. Just cover morale here. Lost 2 more Zangors. Just 1 left from that squad. Just the twist spray left. And then over here we pass morale, no problem. The 2 Rubric Marines stay in play.
Okay.
So to act as a screen, I've got 1 twist spray, a unit of 6 Zangors, and 2 Rubric Marines. After James clears those, it's down to characters, and he can pick on whoever he chooses if he can see them. So time's ticking away for the 1,000 Suns as well. I think we're going to hope the game ends, so we're going to have to roll dice to see if the game finishes. Yeah, we were just checking the rules there. It's the player who went first. Rolls the dice. Oh, turn 6. Turn 6 coming up now for the 1,000 Suns. We'll draw 2 fresh cards. Yes, not good for the 1,000 Suns here. I think the game will suit the Ultramarines now if it continues on, but we'll get turn 6 here, coming up next. Okay, fascinating stuff here right at the end of the game. Zangors, the lone twist spray is just here. I've made an advance, just going to keep him where he is virtually. These have shifted across. Should be pretty well hidden, but hugging as tight as they can against the wall and securing objective number 6. With that screen, my characters have clustered around here. All of them, the closest unit is the Predator. We're going to try and take that out if we can to try and stop that flanking fire. We've pulled back 4 inches here. With the Rubric Marines, they can still shoot and hopefully better protected by the higher containers there from fire coming in from the Hellblasters. And that is the movement. Not got much left here. Psychic Supremacy. Score 1 victory point if made a successful. Deny the Witch test. So if James's Librarian tries to activate any psychic powers, then we can pick up a point for that. Secure objective 4 remains in play, which we'll not be able to get. And then defend objective number 6. We've got to try and hang on to this one to pick up some more points. We'll go on to Psychic phase next, the 1,000 Suns here on turn 6. Right, first Psychic power. Smite here from Disco Inferno. It goes off on a 10. And it'll be D3 mortal wounds. 2 more, down to 6. We'll do Beaker next. Temporal manipulation first of all, needing a 6. Doesn't go off, so we're going to try and restore a wound on Ahriman. Then Smite. That goes off. Again, the closest model is the Predator. 1 mortal wound, so into a damage bracket and down to 5 wounds remaining. Try and destroy this target if we can. Alright, +1 in 1 save. We're going to put it on this unit of Zangors here, just in case they are shot at. So needing a 6 for that. That goes off. And we'll check the range. Possibly James's Librarian might be able to block that. Captain Achoran's tried to deny and failed. Okay, so that has gone off. Smite, and it'll be against the Predator. Goes off on a 5 thanks to 1,000 Suns special ability. And it is 3 mortal wounds. So 2 wounds...
Double damage bracket.
Remain. Double damage bracket. So a crippled tank here. We'll see if Ahriman can finish it off with... Got 3 powers I could use here. Smite we'll go for, first of all. So it goes off. 3+ to destroy this tank. Ay, just the 1 wound coming through. So we'll have to use Gaze of Fate here. I reckon is the next one. Yep. Goes off on a 10. No problem at all. And it's going to be 3 dice needing 4s. Oh, just about. Predator gone. See if it explodes. Not going to make any difference. It doesn't. Predator destroyed though with psychic powers. Decent enough there. The last power then. Zinch's Firestorm. It goes off. And we're going to put it into... We're declared already. It's going to go into the banner. Going to try and finish him off. Or not finish him off. Try and take down some wounds here. Needing 6s. Nothing. It's disappointed this game that turn. Sometimes you get a roll and you get like 3 6s and it can be pretty good, but 0 impact from that one there. But the main mission was to destroy the Predator. It has been destroyed, so 1,000 Suns happy enough with that flanking tank removed. Right, so Psychic phase complete. We're going to Shooting phase next. Got a little bit of firepower to do from these last Rubric Marines here. Right, Shooting phase finished. Picked off 1 wound, which meant the model could be removed from the intercessors. That was a regular firepower from one of the Rubric Marines. Okay, so shooting phase complete. No charges. I'm happy to sit where I am with those, and so we'll leave the turn here at this point. So we're going to go on to turn 6 now for the Ultramarines. Just put that card there just to remind us we've defended now for 1 turn. By the end of James's turn, we'll pick up the points if James has not kicked us off. I can't see how now. The Predator could have charged in there, but he's not going to have units that can reach here. So it's going to have to be through firepower if there's any chance of clearing the Thousand Suns off that objective. Turn's complete now. We'll go on to turn 6 for the Ultramarines. All right, movement done for the Ultramarines here. Both Predators moving around. Kronos advanced though because he's got no target. The other one's gone 12. Possible target down here. Again, you can see some of the tops of the models here. It's tight, but just playing the rules technically as they are. Achoran's moved up and down again, ready to charge with his 2 wounds. Lieutenant nearby, Librarian nearby, and the Intercessor squad just here. Shifting along a little bit more with the Banner and the 2 Hellblaster squads. Again, they can see some of the tops of these models, so they'll be able to shoot as well as the Ultramarines desperately try to strip away the screening units protecting the Thousand Suns Sorcerers. Happy to sit here and shoot with this Intercessor. So, movement done. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. Cards, by the way, for James. Assassinate. That's slaying a character, isn't it? Multiple points available for more characters. Okay, well, that's about the right kind of order they would receive at this stage of the game. So appropriate here for this scenario. But we'll go on to Psychic Phase next. All right, Psychic Phase complete here. So first was Psychic Fortress. Didn't go off. Command reroll used and still didn't go off. And command point not refunded. Then, and we didn't roll a 5+ for Helm of the Third Eye, which is still available for us. Then James activated Might of Heroes. We blocked it with Ahriman, which picked us up a point. Psychic Supremacy, deny the Witch, success, so victory point coming in there. So very successful Psychic Phase for the Thousand Suns. We'll go on to Shooting Phase now for the Ultramarines. The key is, can they wipe out the Zangor screen just here? All right, Shooting Phase ended rather abruptly here. The first Predator fired through, passed a load of invuln saves. Remember, on a 4+ here. Did take 1 casualty. It was the model with the long sword, the Twist Bray, the sword up here that was granting James the shots coming through. We removed that model, taken 1 casualty. The rest are hidden, and it's denied firepower from all of these Hellblasters here who are ready to fire down. So we'll go on to charges. This war has been a real challenge here for both armies in this game, but definitely helping the Thousand Suns out for sure. So, charges and Overwatch next. Achoran prepares to charge in. Potential of how many? 4 victory points he could get if he wipes them out. Wow, okay, what a way to potentially finish the battle here. 4 victory points will really help the Ultramarines out. So, Achoran's made it in. No damage from Overwatch. Here come the attacks.
5.
So, we have a 5+ invuln save and a 3+ regular armor save. If it's damage 1, the weapon, then we'll get +1 to our armor save. So, imagine James will use the gauntlet, perhaps, to try and get his hits.
Yes.
3s then will be hits with the gauntlet.
Yep. -1.
Oh.
Reroll once.
Yes.
So it's
3 hits. We could survive. It would really help the Thousand Suns if we do.
4 wounded.
We're all wounded though. And it's AP -3.
Yeah.
So we'll take 5+ invuln saves, 1 at a time, to lengthen your pain. Vowed. You're well done. No, you got him. Wipe out. And 4 victory points, and he can also consolidate 3 inches towards the Thousand Suns here. But Achoran here, personally cleansing the last of the Thousand Suns models from the middle of this. That's the whole area cleared. We're now back behind this wall here. This is the last resistance from the Thousand Suns. So you're seeing the Ultramarines sweeping through, clearing all in their path at this very late stage of the game. But still, the Thousand Suns clinging on, dishing out all of those psychic powers here. This Cabal isn't being broken here at this point. All right, so that's the end of the turn. James was able to hand in the 4-point objective there. Priority orders received. No mercy, no respite. The other 2 cards, Honour Your Chapter and Assassinate, it's all character wounding and killing. And that's what we're trying to protect here at the moment. So if the game goes on to turn 7, I think James will want it to, then there's a chance he could try and get through to these characters and wipe them out and win the game. So Before you do that, do you want to dump either of those 2 cards? Is the question. Or leave them?
Leave them.
He's going to leave them. Now he's going to roll a dice. And on a 4+, we'll get turn 7. Oh, it's going to go right to the bitter end here. Okay, turn 7. Coming up for the Thousand Suns now. Oh, we just got 2 points. We'll hand that one in. And add that to our total. Alright, so we're on turn 7 here for the Thousand Suns. We're going to draw 3 fresh cards. James will get to draw 1 fresh card. If you clear the Zangors, then you can get through to the characters, and that could see you through to the end of the game. This is going to go right to the wire here. This is a very, very tight game of 40k. But we'll see what cards the Thousand Suns draw and see what they decide to do for their final move here in this epic Part 1 clash. Okay, so the game stretches on. This is a long fight, this one. It's gone on for quite a while. All right, so the final manoeuvre here, the characters come sweeping back in a final act of defiance. So that's a lone Zangor to a spray. The others are spread along here. This is our final screen. Now we're continuing to play the rules here. Ahriman can see through to Achoran, so can these characters as well. So he potentially could be brought down. And then the other closest models is going to be up here as well. And if we take them out with psychic powers, they can't shoot back because there's no target for them because of the Zangor screen. So the sneakiest we've seen here, I think, from the Thousand Suns, but just using the character rules to their advantage here to try and see the game through to victory. What a fight here at this stage. It's still not determined who's going to win. Thousand Suns are slightly ahead, but it could all go wrong for them on James's turn 7, so we'll not count our chickens before they've hatched. We'll go on to Psychic Phase, the Thousand Suns on turn 7 next. Smite Achoran.
Failed.
Goes off. Ahriman is +1. Are you going to deny?
I'll deny Achoran himself.
Achoran himself.
Santo passes.
Okay. Gaze of Fate goes off on an 8, becomes a 9.
What does that do?
3. That's 3d16 4s to put mortal wounds onto Achoran. Tough choice. Got plenty of other psychic powers to go. Does James burn it up at this stage or absorb the damage?
6 wounds. The maximum he can do is 3.
Yes.
So I will take the risk.
Here it comes. Oh, just the one. Well done, James.
Half dead.
It's half dead. And the final one, Zinch's Firestorm on Captain Achoran. It does go off, needing a 7. We've got a 6. That was a 6. That was 2 3s. +1. Now the Librarian might want to try and deny it or let it through.
Librarian will try and deny.
It's going to try and deny. This is the last chance to deny psychic power.
I'm at 8.
Well done. Trying to keep Achoran alive. Okay. Smite from Disco Inferno. It has to be against Achoran. We can see him. So it goes off on a 5 thanks to the Thousand Suns special rule.
No.
That is a 6. That's 3. Achoran's dead. There's nothing you can do, is there? Nope.
No.
He's gone. And we do have the Assassinate card here. Secure objective number 1. Big Game Hunter. We can't really do those two, but Assassinate's just been completed. And the Warlord's slain as well. That could be the sign of victory here for the Thousand Suns against their most hated foe, the Ultramarines. Okay. We'll go for multiple smites here as well from these two. We'll go Temporal Manipulation, try and repair a bit on Ahriman. That's a 5. That's not gone off. Smite, which now will go across here against the Hellblasters. Goes off. It's D3. 3 mortal wounds. One's already taken a wound, so 2 models can be removed. Going to try and reduce their firepower down as much as possible.
Shoot the Zangors.
Right, so I have taken a model off here. James could see with these Hellblasters here against one of my Zangors who was holding his chainsaw too high. It's getting very tight here. So last smite coming through does go off. D3 mortal wounds. Oh, it's 3 more Hellblasters frazzled here. Now they can't see because we've double checked the model that James could see has been removed. So that one can disappear. And a wound taken. Hellblaster's been cut down here by Psychic Might. End of turn. We'll trade in Assassinate here. There's no bonus if that was the Warlord, is there? Enemy character was destroyed. If 3 or more. No, okay. So we'll trade that one in. and pick up 1 point here at the end of the turn, and that's going to be our score as far as objectives are concerned. There's morale to do here for the Zangors, which will pass, and we now well and truly hand over to James, who will draw a fresh card on his next turn. It's turn 7, the final turn of the game, the final chance for the Ultramarines to see themselves through to victory. We'll go on to turn 7 now for the Ultramarines. So we're on movement phase here. James has moved to here 12. He can see down here to fire and try and destroy the screen. He'd need to wipe out all the Zangors to then let the Hellblasters fire through. And the card that he's drawn is Kingslayer. Remember that mistake I made at the start by losing him? That's just cost us D3 victory points here. It's if the Warlord is slain or on any previous turn. Roll a dice, James, and see what you score.
2.
He scored 2 points for that one. Okay. And James will happily trade that one. We'll trade it in now, that's fine, because it's previously been achieved. Okay.
I'm going to spend 2 command points to dump a card.
Ah, right. We'll just check the rules here. This is interesting. All right, so James has spent those 2 command points. I've just rolled a 5, so I've got a command point on standby, perhaps a useful reroll. James has discarded that assassinate card, and it's secure objective number 4, which is this objective. Uh-oh, what a twist here, potentially. At the end, another potential point could be picked up. All of a sudden, 3 points have just been picked up here by the Ultramarines, and it's given them fresh hope here in this game. Could they snatch victory from the Thousand Suns at the final gasp here in this fight? Epic stuff, perhaps one of the tightest games we've ever played, dare I say it. We'll let James make his moves. We'll keep track of the points. James was almost at the point of conceding here, but now there's a chance to actually go on, possibly to win the game.
I need character.
All right. Okay. We reckon there is a chance for the Ultramarines to win. For this to work, James needs to remove the screen to get through to the characters, to then be able to use honour your chapter, to put a wound, and to aim to try and slay Ahriman if he can. If he slays Ahriman, James stands a chance of winning the game. Potential of a draw as well. So this really is going to go right to the wire here between these two sides. Okay, so we'll press on. Let James make the rest of his moves. Okay, so no psychic phase at all here, no line of sight to any units, so we'll leave that and go on to shooting phase. So let's go straight on to him. Let's see if he can wipe out the Zangors here. So there's a unit of 4 and a unit of 1. They've all got 1 wound each. James will need to wipe out all of them to get through to the characters.
No command points left.
I have 1 on standby.
Stole it.
Because I stole it, yeah, with Helm of the Third Eye. Okay, that's the way he's going to play it. James is going to go for 2 laser cannons into this lone Zangor, everything else into the other 4. The ideal world would be to wipe them all out.
Okay.
Which is first?
I'll do the Tensis last. So I'm going to do the Predator autocannon into them.
Yep.
And a Storm Bolter into them.
Okay, here it comes.
So Storm Bolter at rapid fire. Okay, they're all hit. Force to wound.
Yo, just the one.
Re-rolling 1s, I think. No, just stout.
Just out with the lieutenant.
1 wound.
Not saved. So we're going to pick a Zangor. We'll go that one. He can disappear.
Okay.
And mark it up with 1 casualty for morale.
Right. 2 laser cannons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, the
Predator autocannon. Yep, sure.
2d3 shots. 3 shots.
3 shots.
4s. 1 hit.
Just the one. Uh-oh. 3's for a wound. No. And it's outrange. That's it. Okay, just 1 Zangor gone. And then double laser cannon to try and finish off this one that's on its own.
Reroll 1s. No, he's dead. So 1 hit.
1 wound. No.
Reroll 1. No, outrange.
Oh dear. That could seal the fate here for the Ultramarines. Chance to wipe out the screen. That was the plan. It had to go, but only 1 casualty taken. Okay, so With that screen still in place, the game finishes. You can't put wounds on the characters, and that's all that can happen now here in the game. So I reckon we're going to end it here. Going to calculate points. Reckon the Thousand Sons have victory. So James has just added a victory point here. We'll give him secure objective number 4. So well done for that. That gives him a grand total of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 points. Plus Slay the Warlord is 14. First strike. 15 points. Thousand Sons 4, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points picked up just there. And Achoran was slain. 17 points. God. 17 points to 15 in the end. It could have been so different if that screen was removed and James got through to the characters, but it wasn't to be. We stretched the game right to its limit, but in the end, the Thousand Sons have prevailed here against the Ultramarines. Usually, the Ultramarines win, but the Thousand Sons here have caused a bit of an upset here. The Ultramarines have been defeated in this particular fight. That's part 1. We do plan to play part 2. There'll be everything to play for. The Ultramarines will be out for blood for sure, and the Thousand Sons will try and go for a double victory here. What a great help that will be to them in this Season 7 league. But great battle, very enjoyable, really enjoyable. Real stretch of a game this one here, both players using as much cunning as possible, but in the end the forces of chaos have prevailed here in this first encounter. Keep a lookout for part 2 over on the Plus channel. Great battle, thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Okay, units of the game. James is going to give it to the Hellblasters. Their firepower was deadly. An excellent first strike early on in the game against the Demon Prince. Deadly damage coming through, and throughout the game, whatever they shot at was in trouble. Terminators decimated. Rubik Marines brought down as well. So excellent firepower from them. And with the banner, quite intimidating even to fire back at them as well. I'm going to give it to Ahriman here for the Thousand Sons. Right in the centre of the Chaos Force. Plenty of mortal wounds being dished out by him. He stayed alive and I think was a great help in this fight. But that's units of the game for both sides.